3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
Welcome to the podcast.
When did you learn that you were ugly?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
What's going on, guys? Two Ugly Nerds podcast, voice of the Black nerd community. I'm Derek, podcast guy, and I'm not the podcast guy. Fuck it, I only have one podcast. I'm joined by the crew. Ian, audio engineer, Berserk Music, super producer. Did you check Did you check if that song went gold? What?
Oh no, I didn't. Oh yeah, I did check. I didn't see anything about it.
Oh, okay.
I meant to record that. The meow.
Oh, Ian.
You know what they told me about this? I didn't say nothing because I was like,
to record that shit.
like, what if it was waiting for another time to use it? Okay, I'm gonna just keep quiet. I
was
know.
literally
Waiting for your ass to come back for that shit.
I knew.
I
was
thought
like,
Ian had this on lock already.
Nah.
Obviously not.
Nah, you got
Left that in the wrong hands.
there it goes.
No, but yeah. So that's Ian, and Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo,
What up?
is back with us as well. I'm playing a game on my computer because why not? Anyways, so the first thing to talk about that I didn't get to talk about last week is the fact that podcasting, doing this, we don't have a main topic today. We're just talking about shit. And after this topic that I'm talking about right now, I'm gonna let these guys talk about a bunch of shit.
Yeah, man.
But like podcasting, this is a weird hobby to have because there isn't a direct path to making money. And I guess we kind of alluded to it last week when we had Melissa on, and we kind of talked about how like anybody can get a camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't to knock her for her passion and what she does, because she's really good at it, right? But it is true, right? Anybody can pick up, like anybody can save some money up, buy a camera, and start doing photography. You know what I mean? And if you put the work into it, you can get good. And literally, I mean, we could buy a camera now and we could charge people for photos. You know what I mean? Like, we'll find somebody eventually who's like, yeah, I'll pay you $20 to shoot these pictures.
Yep.
And make money. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're making money back yet, like making big money to pay off the camera, but I'm saying like we can get a camera, a decent little camera, and we can charge people $20 for graduation pictures, and we'll kill at high schools. You know what I mean?
I wanted to know how do people get onto photography like that even?
No, that's what you do.
You can't just take
No,
pictures.
so like Julian,
go like to a movie,
right? I don't even know if
to a
Julian
movie.
listens to the podcast, to be honest. But we're about to find out because I'm about to talk about him. All right,
Yep.
y'all know my line brother Julian, right? Okay, so Julian, he does photography. That's what he does. He was here. He snuck me this past weekend. Okay, let me tell you what this nigga did. All right, this nigga, if he wasn't my line brother, I smack shit out of him. But he is, so he gets away with shit other niggas wouldn't. Right? So this nigga hits me up out of nowhere. Right? I'm high out of my mind, chilling on the couch, right? This nigga hit me up, he called me, he like, yo, where you at? I'm like, nigga, I'm at home. The fuck, where else would where would I be? He's like, oh, okay, you at the crib, what you on today? I'm like, what you want? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you want? what do you mean? Like, what do you, what am I on today? I'm chilling, what you mean? He's like, I'm in Atlanta. I'm like, what are you doing in Atlanta? He's like, I'm chilling on my brother or whatever, blah, 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 but, I'm gonna come through. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, come through. I'm like, that's cool. Come through and kick it. So he come through, whatever. He sit down, he chilling, whatever. We talking, chopping it up. And he like, yeah, man, yeah, supposed to be this photo shoot with this girl. And I'm like, oh, okay. Cool. Like, what happened? She's like, oh, she canceled or something, whatever. And so I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so where y'all doing the photo shoot? And I'm, were y'all going somewhere? A scenic area? He was like, well, shit. He's like, yeah. He's like, I was probably gonna ride over there, or shit. Maybe she could even come over here. And he kind of gave you that eye, like, I'm asking you, but not. And I'm like, I'm like, nigga, did you?
But I'm saying it like
yo. I look at this thing. I'm like, but you want to do the photo shoot here? He's like, oh, I mean, I'm just cool as I am. I'm like, all right, bro, go ahead. You can do the photo shoot here, whatever. Let me tell you something. I never even saw this girl, right? So, just to because Ashley already knows this anyway, so it's not like I'm hiding nothing from her, right? But I'm just saying it again so she can hear it again because she listens to every episode, right? I never saw this girl, right? Like, I was chilling in the back because he ended up going to like pick her up. I think something happened, like she was supposed to take an Uber here or something. It was too expensive. I don't know whatever happened, right? The girl was supposed to come here somehow. He ends up going to pick her up, right? And I'm still smoking. I'm not smoking. I'm bro. I'm just like,
you doing what you do.
But I didn't realize I was so tired. It was a Saturday night, I think it was. So like I just didn't know I was tired. So I'm chilling. I think I was watching something on TV. I think I was watching Game of Thrones. I've been rewatching Game. I've talked about that, right? And so I'm like laying on the couch. Next thing I know, I heard them come in and like her tell her like, oh, you can go to the bathroom, it's right there, and I'm gonna get this or whatever. And I heard that part, like I heard the initial part. I thought he was gonna at least, this girl he just brought to my house, he was gonna bring her down to the air and be like, hey, this is Milan Brothers, his house, or something. Nothing, right? So they just get to do whatever. So I'm like, whatever, cool. I'm not even gonna trip on it. Fine. Next thing I know, this nigga waking me up like, hey, bro, yeah, we out, bro. I'm like, nigga, what? I'm done. Like, I woke up still kind of high, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking at this nigga, and all his photo shoot stuff is down. You done? I'm like, y'all done? He's like, oh, yeah, we good. We out, And I'm just like, nigga, so you use me for my shit? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna head out too. And I'm like, you driving back to, like, Columbia? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going. I'm like... I'm like, all right, bro, cool. All right, you know what I'm saying? But like, funny. That's what I'm saying. So like, but anyways, that's not the point. That was the story about how this nigga snaked his way into use my apartment for a photo shoot. This nigga's just asked every other time he's come here with a girl. My couch is in one of his photo shoots. All right, but somehow this time he just decided he had to like finesse his way into the photo shoot. I don't know, whatever.
What kind of photos though?
Yeah, like, no, these are like. Y'all never seen Julian's photography?
I have not. No, I haven't seen that dude in like 3-4 years since last time I was on Facebook.
Well, you know what? I don't think he posts any of it on like Facebook. It's all on his Instagram.
That's probably
he just changed. I think he changed his name, so I can't even plug it. But if he actually listens to the podcast and he hears this, then I'm sure he'll plug it himself. That'd be the smart thing to do. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, okay, but
post podcast. Good decision.
Good
idea.
He posts. He does a lot of photo shoots with women, girls, and like different like
thought shoots. Like
I mean, I guess they're kind of. I don't want to call them thought shoots because I don't. But yeah, sort of. Girls are. I mean, yeah, the girls are showing. No, it is what it is. I mean, women are showing off their bodies.
That's fine.
Somebody gotta take those pictures. You know what I mean? It's the same pictures niggas like on Instagram. It's the same type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And dudes taking those. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So he taking those type of pictures. I mean, I think his ultimate thing he wants to get into is like videography, right? That's kind of what he wants to do. But he's starting with photography.
He said what? He said like, nah, he's trying to do something a little different. That's
not what I said.
He's trying to break through.
What kind of videos?
Hey man, he said music videos.
I looked at Ian. You just said his head.
Music videos.
There could be music in the background.
It can be a video with music playing.
Hey, bro. Hey, listen,
that's
man.
That's not the primary reason.
Hey, y'all gotta chill, bro.
I know.
Hey, y'all gotta chill, bro.
I just know Ian's expression. I was like,
y'all talking about June like he can't fight. I mean, he can't, but that's not.
Y'all
should talk about him crazy.
Man, we know Julian, man. We know
yeah,
Julian,
we just fucking around, man. What's up, Julian? If you listen to this.
He's not. No, I'm just joking, man. He might be. I don't know. I always say people don't listen. I don't know who listens. Nobody tells me. The only person
syndrome.
Literally, the only person I know who listens is Ashley and Patrice. That's the only people I'm for sure listen every week. That's it. I don't know where the other listens come from. I don't even listen, so I don't know.
You don't listen.
Not after
I mean, you're there. So.
No, I mean, I listen to it before we upload it, but I don't count as a view.
I understand though, because when I used to listen through the shit, I didn't always feel like listening back.
After yeah.
I'll listen to like the first...
I don't listen back once it posts. I just...
But now that I don't even listen to it after I edit. It's like a clean listen. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, right. Oh, well, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, since I listened to it, I listened to the whole episode before we post it. I don't... Ooh, I got to post the last episode on YouTube. And I got to post those clips on YouTube. Damn, bro. YouTube is work, bro.
We'll plug that when we get there.
Yo, goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so that's his thing. He started getting into photography. That was the whole point. That's the whole reason we talking about Julian in the first place. He got into photography by he bought himself a camera and he started doing free shoots. So he was just doing shoots with whoever wanted free shoots, and basically that just building his portfolio or whatever to show this is my work, right? Yeah. And then eventually, whenever, I don't know when he's gonna start charging or not, or I don't know his path, but whenever he does decide that, hey, listen, this is my repertoire, I'm good enough to be charging people, then he'll start charging people.
Yeah, and the portfolio.
Yeah.
I got nice.
Yeah. Now you got something to look at and see what I do. And I mean, I think my thing is, though, I don't know what he wants to do with it. He's trying to make it like a full-time thing, because his portfolio to me doesn't look like the guy you would call to do like
a wedding or
like your graduation pictures. You know what I mean? Because it's all like girls with, like, you know, cakes on their ass and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's doing girls with bikinis and shit. Like that's like, those are the people it's gonna be more girls, and they're gonna look and be like, oh, you do these kind of shoots with girls, and these girls are comfortable with you taking the shoot. So I need a dude that's comfortable, that I can be comfortable with, you know, being half naked in this picture.
I used to be so jealous of them niggas on Tumblr who be posting shit, those photographers, man.
Oh yeah,
like, bruh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I used to be, you know, now, you know, that's behind me.
That's right, man.
One day I'll let Julian come in here and he can tell you some stories.
There we go.
Tell you some stories, but y'all niggas wild. But yeah, like but anyways, like that's like photographers can just do that, right? You can build something, show what you've done, and hand that to somebody else and go, this is what I've done. This is how I started. This is where I am now. You can see my clear progression. You know, I'm blending, but whatever. I'm mixing. I'm, you know, whatever, making these effects better, and I'm editing. My editing is better now. You can see a clear growth, and you can say this is good quality, and say, you know. And then you can start charging people, and you can start that from as cheap as if you want to do photo shoots for $10, even if you're not making any money, technically, right? Because the film and the editing time and all, whatever. If you want to do a photo shoot for $10 damn, you can, you know, and somebody will pay you $10 for photo shoots. You know what I'm saying? And chances are some of those people will probably even tip you on top of that, because once they get the photos and everything, if it's a good quality, they're gonna be like, bro, fuck.
So in that instance, there is a direct path.
There's a direct path
to get
even with music, there's a direct path. You start making music, you record music, you know what I mean? Eventually you put the music out. The thing is, now it's harder to get away with like the bad quality music, because setups are so fairly cheap now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You and 10 of your boys can get a house. You can make one of the rooms a studio, and y'all can get this equipment for under $500, and you should be recording. I mean, look at the songs we recorded with John. Those aren't bad. You know what I mean? They're not, it's not super CDQ top, you know, radio quality level, but they're not like listen to some of the mixtapes we used to listen to back in the day. Yeah. Especially of like the hood rappers. If you listen to like the hood shit, some of that shit, niggas was recording shit in their cars and shit, bro. Shit was bad. Like, crazy the quality we was listening to, and niggas was listening to like, this shit hard, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this go right here, he's snapping, like, this shit is trash. My ears hurt listening to this, you know what I mean? Like, but that's what they had, you know what I mean? So you don't get away with as much as that like now, but you can get equipment that's fairly cheap, and you can have a whole, you know what I'm saying, a whole setup, start recording your music, put out your music, and it's so easy now to get booked at open mic nights or a little venue. They'll let you come in for free. Yep. You perform for free? Sure. You can perform here. Come on.
Build your little buzz.
And you can start doing those around. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a path. There's something to do. You see what I'm saying? To eventually get to a point where, you know, there's so many events where even now, like, there was an event that actually was yesterday, and I followed them on Eventbrite. I probably would have done it if I had more money. If I had more expendable income, I probably would have just done it. But they had a black pod meetup. It was last night here in Atlanta. Cool. And they're like a black pod for anybody who, they had like, they told like engineers, people who podcast, people who are thinking or interested in podcasting, anybody who wants to, come to do something like that, you guys come out. My thing was it was $20 to go, and I was just like,
I'm sure there'll be another one.
Yeah, yeah. My thing was like, just. So my whole thing was, I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was cool, and $20 honestly isn't that much money. So it's gonna sound like I'm complaining about it, but I'm not. I don't think $20 is that much money. I get it, right? I felt like they weren't necessarily specific enough because they were just like food, drinks, and games, and I'm like, if y'all are gonna have, food, drinks, natty lights and some pretzels. You know what I mean? And phase 10.
I could do it too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got that here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do that already. Yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? Just like, it's a networking thing. And my thing is, and so the reason I started thinking about how podcasting doesn't have a direct line to money for regular people, I was thinking about that, and I was like, a lot of people, if you're trying to do a podcast as your main thing, if this really is your only thing, you probably are struggling. Absolutely. This isn't like acting where, I mean, Corey's had some really good roles, as he's gotten better with acting, but like, he doesn't have, let's say, let's say he's been auditioning for like a lot of big roles, right? And he hasn't been catching them, right? He can always go to his agency and say, hey, listen, I really kind of need to make some money, and they can give him some extra roles or something. You know what I mean? Like, he can get into roles that are just easier, that he'll just get kind of thrown into. Okay. There's something to make money. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, when you look at podcasts, look at the most successful podcasts, right? They either come from stations that are already like NPR, right? So let's take them out the mix. So let's look at just podcasts by people. Those people, the most successful ones, are all done by people that are already successful from something else.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Joe Budden podcast. It's wonderful that they have millions of listeners or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's also Joe Budden. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, you know what I'm saying? People were always going to listen, even if, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not crazy. And that's why when you say that, it sounds like you're hating on these people because they were able to translate something else that made them famous into another lane. Yeah, and I'm not hating on that. That is wonderful. That's beautiful. I'm glad Joe doesn't have to rap anymore if he doesn't want to. Yeah. That's great. So I'm not knocking that, but to pretend as if
you're successful,
him coming into the podcast game and us trying to create a podcast, that's not the same thing. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, Joe started this podcast probably at one of the times when his popularity was lower. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say on a decline, but it was lower. People were kind of mad at, people, especially around that time, a lot of people were talking about the whole woman beating thing, which he never really had a voice until even recently to kind of dispel and talk about. You know what I mean? Everybody thought he was crazy. He was always kind of the outsider dude. I mean, who else would have rapped with Charles Hamilton but Joe Budden? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you look at these, like, nobody else would have paid Charles any mind. And I love Charles, all right? But Joe is the only nigga who, I guarantee Joe looked at Charles and can relate to that nigga. Like, that's exactly like, what happened. Weird, like, and whether they acted like they had beef or not, like they could relate to each other, whether they said it out loud or not. Yeah. They saw themselves in each other. So it's like, Joe always been that guy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he wasn't super popular, but it wasn't crazy. He's in the industry. He's a popular – people do know him. He is a popular rapper. This is a nigga that beef with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Like, this is a nigga that people know. Like, and so, yeah, once he starts talking to – using his industry connections and talking to other people in the industry, people are going to listen to that eventually. That makes sense. That's not crazy to think. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like – it's not a knock, but like, I guess the part that does like get under my skin is when you hear those people. It's like Kylie Jenner trying to be a self-made billionaire. it's great that you're a billionaire. You did take something and make it more. That is wonderful. But you're not self-made. Your name already carried weight when you got there. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like Kim is much more a self-made millionaire, billionaire, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I would take that more than Kylie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if your sister, like you were babies when your sisters were making your name popular. That had nothing to do with you. The name Jenner wasn't even popular. Actually, forget it. You're not even popular because you're not really Kardashians, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
But now that you've grown up through this show that they all created, your name has become attached. You're popular. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like when you hear people talk about being something, you know what I mean? People are like, oh yeah, we already at 25,000. These other podcasts can't do it. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, and it's not a knock, right? Because maybe you're a really good comedian and people are coming from there. That's great that you're making it transfer, but there isn't a path. Everybody, all the people, and maybe somebody can show me where they are. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but I would say 90, maybe even higher, maybe even 95% of the top podcasts that you would say are, you know, easily jump to 5,000-10,000 listeners. Those people are successful in another lane of entertainment. You know what I mean? Yeah, people are going to listen to a podcast with Charlamagne the God. Like what? You know what I mean? Like
he's on a nationally syndicated radio station.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so like even when and then it's like oh, but you know, and people will use something like, oh, look at like Wax though. Like Wax has a podcast.
Wax the podcast.
Yeah, Wax has a podcast.
What?
You didn't hear about? Oh, because you don't watch shit.
Wax has a podcast?
You don't listen to Brilliant Idiots anymore.
Oh, my God.
Yes, Wax has a podcast with this chick called L'Oreal. Okay. You didn't hear that he was famous for, I guess Joe never talked about it, but probably because he don't want them issues with Wax. But that nigga Wax, he said that he catches his shit every time he poops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that was the big thing. He said that on his podcast. That was on his podcast. He said that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that nigga Wax is crazy, dog. He's wilding. I mean, insane. But yeah. So, anyways, Wax is something else, dog. Yes, that nigga is something else, bro. But yeah, But anyways, that was what I was thinking is for podcast collectives to like meet up. Like I said, $20 isn't crazy. You can have a job. You should even borrow that from somebody, right? But understanding that this space alone for people who don't have notoriety in some other field, chances are it's going to be hard for you to grow that base because people are looking at you like, well, people look at you and go, maybe I do want to hear what you have to say about politics because I really like your comedy or I really like your music. So maybe I do want to listen. I'm going to give you that chance. We're trying to convince people that you know nothing about us, but you still want to hear our opinion. Yeah. You see, so it's different. And so, like, yeah, if somebody's trying to do this, chances are they are going to be very broke, very low on funds. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to do nothing but focus on this podcast all the time, I would have to, like, somebody would have to let me live for free at their house. Like, that would have to be, like, there's no other way.
It's kind of like when streaming was like a really popular thing. And you had like a bunch of the YouTubers like Caleb City and them, they were all doing streaming as well. And I've heard people say like, man, it just kind of sucks.
I mean, it's still pretty popular.
Yeah.
It's like it was like that original like boom where everyone was just like, oh, YouTube's fucking us over. Let's just hop on there.
But that's my thing, bro.
Yes,
but they're not wrong for that.
They're not at all.
I mean, why are they? Yeah. Why would I say they were wrong or feel threatened because they leverage their Instagram comedy fame, YouTube fame into streaming?
People were saying like, okay,
they should do that.
I get it.
If I was them, I'd do that. Yeah. If I was Drake, I would stream all the fucking time.
Yeah, I'd be on there. Ninja all the fucking time. Yeah.
I'm streaming. I'm doing Patreons. What do you mean? Yeah. Listen, don't get me wrong. I get some of these some of these famous people. They need to have that like air of
mystique.
Yeah. So like, Beyonce can't talk to us every day. You know, like she can't talk to us every single day about everything. She can't.
Knowles knows.
But that's a podcast right there, bro. That's a podcast right. Listen, we getting a Knowles Knows podcast in like 3 years. In like 3 years, Beyonce gonna do a Knowles Knows podcast, and we gonna have to sue. We got to at least try.
We need to hit the trademarks and copyrights immediately.
We need to lock that up now.
Yes, like.
Oh, you want that name?
Before this episode goes live.
You want that name, huh? I bet you do.
How much you willing
That's
to
gonna
put
be a
up
couple
for it?
mil. We gonna need that.
That's a quick.
We gonna need that in cash.
That's a quickest come
I
up.
heard y'all worth a bill now.
Y'all got all that power money.
That's right. Power
company. Nah, actually, we don't need the money, bro. Tell that nigga let us just sign us the title, bro.
Just sign us
to Rock Nation, bro.
Yep.
Sign us to the Rock, bro.
Yeah. If y'all want to hear our podcast, you gotta go. You
gotta go to title, bro.
First Rock Nation signed podcast show. Man,
I would love to be that. I would love to be
Watch
that.
these labels start. What? They don't catch. They don't care.
No, it's really.
The labels are going to catch up because what I'm saying is like that's what Joe's been saying is podcasts. Like I said, so again, there's no direct line. You basically for people who have who are starting literally from nothing as far as fame or infamy goes. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, some people are just what's the word? Some people are just good people, right? Like there are some people that are just. Some people are just popular, and some people are just popular, right? And there's people that I guarantee when we graduate from high school, there's some people who are like popular in high school that if they did a podcast, the whole school would have tuned in.
Yep.
The whole school would have tuned in to listen to what they had to say. You see what I'm saying? And there's people that are like that. They're just popular and that just know people, and people would tune in to what they have to say. They'd get 5,000 people from the college campus to listen to them talk. You know what I mean? So don't get it twisted. Like. I'm not saying it's impossible or it can't happen. So I want to start with that, right? And that's why I've been trying to even do stuff like bring other people in, bring more people on to just kind of expand maybe who it's being reached to, who's talking about it.
Pull from their audience.
Not necessarily pull from their audience, but maybe
expose their audience.
Yeah. It's just expose it to them. It's not like I'm not trying to steal your audience or anything like that. I don't want. You know, your demographic might not be my demographic. That's fine. But maybe there is somebody who's crossed over, like somebody who does watch your stuff or listen to your stuff or is into your stuff. That's like, oh, I like that too. Oh, that's really dope that you're on there. I want to check them out. You know what I mean? So it's cool to collab with people, and that's why I want to go to stuff like that Black Pod, meetup and stuff like that. Obviously, it didn't work out this time, but next time I'm gonna try to go. I follow them on there on Eventbrite, so I'm gonna try to go to the next one. But it's stuff like that that isn't. What's the word? This industry just isn't set in stone. There's nothing. There is no path. You gotta get.
It's kind of the Wild Wild West.
You gotta get to a point where advertisers view you as
valuable,
worth advertising to, and I don't really know where that mark is. I don't really know. Is it 1,000 listeners? Is it 100? Is it 1,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 10? You know what I mean? I see people who do advertisements that got 13,000 followers on Twitter or Instagram, and you could probably go through their followers and realize 5,000 to 8,000 were bots. Do advertisers know that? Do they care? Are they looking into? Are they delving into that? Is anybody looking at these profiles and going, "Yo, I just looked through"? Like I was an advertising company personally. I would have a team, 5 to 10 people probably. That anytime we're looking to advertise on these smaller platforms, I call them smaller, 10, 15,000 people in that range. I need people to search through, look at 100 profiles. You're going to spend a day looking at profiles on this person and tell me, do these look like legit profiles? Y'all just look at 100 profiles and 100 in a row, straight bots. That's going to let me know. I'm going to project that, right? You can get mathematicians or whatever talk about, standard deviation. Or, I don't know. I'm just saying words now. But, like, that's the point. Like, I would look at that and go, this is representative of a larger number out of your, if I just looked at 500 and 100 profiles were all fake bots, what does that say out of your 15,000? And then it becomes, do you know that they're fake? Did you pay some service to inflate your numbers? Is it accidentally what caused this to be? Did you maybe you didn't know that you got followed by a lot of bots for some reason? I don't know, but my thing is just like, it's weird in this space. How do you earn advertising? Because that's really the only quote unquote secure way to do it. And I'm thinking the next way to do it is pretty much what Joe did with his thing. There's 2 ways to make money. It's going to be, and I think the best company is going to be the one that can end up doing both somehow, where you partner with a bigger brand. So that's Joe with Spotify. You know what I mean? And eventually that's going to happen, right? Like these companies like All Def Digital, you know, these black-owned companies are going to want to pull people in. So there are going to be podcasts that Rock Nation is going to do. And they're going to be like, hey, you want to listen to this podcast? It's a dope podcast, but you got to come to Rock Title to listen or whatever. I don't think that works for our type of podcast, honestly. I think that would hurt us more than help us. But to lock us in at Title, like I don't think what we talk about is that high enough in demand to be like, oh yeah, people will flood the Title for this. At least not as it stands. Yeah. Now, if it got to a point where it was like we're doing a super popular show of rappers playing Dungeons and Dragons, which is what I want to do eventually and host it, well then that might be something people would rush to a platform for. But as it stands now, no. You know what I mean? Like, who would do it now? You know what I mean? And so like, yeah, when do you get to convince advertisers to do it? You know what I mean? And even now, if we're willing to pay, I think it's like $600 a year. If I had that money and we were willing to pay that, Pippa would put us, quote unquote, in contact with the advertiser on the marketplace, and we could get advertised. Sort of like how you can go on like YouTube and you can put ads on your videos or whatever to make the revenue. You know what I mean? It's the same sort of thing. That I can do on Pippa, but then it becomes, is that good? How much am I really making from that?
Yeah, how much you making back?
You know what I mean? And is it more? You know, I mean, not that am I going to make the $600 that I spent for this ability? You know what I mean? Like for even the ability to do this, am I going to make the 600? You know what I mean? Like it's so who knows? Like there is no guarantees here. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no guarantees in this podcast game, and you can do a podcast for years, and maybe people just don't care about what the fuck you're talking about, or maybe people just don't like how your voice sounds.
Definitely could be little things like that.
It could be it literally could be anything. Yeah. This isn't like music where it's like you keep putting out enough of it, you probably can garner a little following in your at least your area, in your area, local. Something. A couple, you can do a tour around your city, a couple spots in your city. Comedy, a lot of people do that. You know, they do comedy around their city, or in their state. You know, people go to. You know, people. Remember when we were in college? They used to do little comedy nights. A lot of those guys, they would do college. That's it. They would just do college tours. They would get booked on college tours, and they would do Georgia Southern, Savannah State, West Georgia, UGA. Just do a couple of schools. Georgia State. You know, they do a little couple schools like that, and that's how you make a little money. You know what I mean? Like this. Doing a podcast without having something else in some form of entertainment is or I guess it doesn't have to be entertainment, because like Neil deGrasse Tyson is an entertainment, right? No. But he's just a guy who's so good in his field.
Well-known physicist,
right? He's just so good in his field. Like you have to be that good in your field. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and even still, the best mechanical engineer in the world isn't. That doesn't mean he's gonna have a poppin' pod. You know, he's not gonna be Joe. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. So that's why I say entertainment is going to get you the most eyes, because it's like the most neutral playing ground. Everybody's looking at everybody's trying to be entertained. Yeah. So you have a chance to kind of be seen by everybody. Whereas like everybody doesn't need to know what a mechanical engineer is doing. So there's not some random mom taking their kid to soccer practice like, oh, I can't wait to hear what, you know, Dennis Johnson has to say. You know, I love his building drawings. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not, like, I don't know. It's just, there's nothing. It's just nothing.
Killed that curve, my nigga.
The way you calculated that heat transfer, just really took me back. Like it's not happening. So it's like, I just don't really. This is an odd space. Like, you can't start a podcast if you don't actually care.
Put in the work, learn to grow your content. You know, just kind of, I guess you just have to really, like you said, it's kind of like, you know.
But you have to like it.
Yeah, of course.
You have to want to sit in front of a mic and talk about your shit. And I like to talk anyway. This gives me an excuse to talk about shit I want to talk about with whoever I want to invite to sit down, and I put it out there for people to listen to if they want to. That's literally it. That's it. And I like doing that. I don't know where it's going to go eventually. I'm going to do everything I can to make it the best product it can be. To, maybe hopefully it turns into something. Oh, backtrack. There's going to be so the two ways to make money in podcasting. It's either advertising or it's linking up with the company, right? And it's like,
yeah, pretty much.
Which one do you do, or is there a way to do both, where you link up with a company who kind of funds some of your stuff, but then you can also still have ads as another form of income on it. And then, but if you do that, is the main company going to want some of that ad revenue? Because they probably, if like, say like All Def Digital was to come to us and be like, hey, listen, we've been listening to your show, we got put onto your show, we really like it, but we think y'all are great, but y'all just y'all don't have the following, so we're gonna start putting you on our social media, on our platforms, and that's going to grow. Like, people are gonna start checking y'all out. Y'all just keep doing what y'all are doing. We think y'all are great, right?
Yep.
If they're the ones that jump us from 50 listens a week to 5,000 listens a week, and advertisers start coming in and going, hey, we want to advertise whatever, the new Pokemon movie, we want to advertise the new whatever game, this, that, blah, 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 right? Well, eventually, you think All Def Digital isn't going to say we need a piece of that? You know what I mean? Like, they're going to want a piece. They would have to have a piece of that advertising. You know what I mean? Like, and so then it becomes, do you want to own your own shit? Do you want to, are you willing to give up some of it? You know what I mean? Like, where does it go? You know what I mean? I don't know. And All Def Digital, I'm just using them as as a one, because that's like the only realistic platform I can kind of think of at the moment. I mean, it could be anybody. I mean, TMZ, or not TMZ, but fuck, man, I just can't even remember what I was thinking of just now. But it could be a lot of these little platforms. I don't know, man. It's just, yeah, man. If you don't like actually want to do this, if you don't just like the fact that you're talking about stuff you want to talk about, recording it, putting it out there for the world to hear, if that doesn't excite you on its own, you probably shouldn't do a podcast. Maybe, maybe not. And unless you already know you're gonna have a following and you're gonna make money, then that's different. Then by all means, go off.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyways, I guess we can actually start the podcast, talk about real shit. I don't know, how long are we talking?
About 40 minutes.
Damn, I definitely thought it was a clean 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like 20, 25. That's solid. That's all right. We bullshit about that. I wasn't even bullshit. I mean, I thought it was a good conversation, but I thought it was like 25 minutes. Whoops.
Good intro.
All right. Solid intro to the show.
We appreciate y'all regardless.
I'm gonna knock out quick facts real quick because whatever. Yeah, Robert Pattinson got confirmed as Batman, so fuck me.
Fuck me.
I'm just I hate it, but whatever.
I you know what? I don't even know what to say about it, because I saw it last night, and I was like, all right, well, we have no choice but to, see how this turns out. I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait. I love that one movie you did in 2014. No, like, no one's like that. But like, I don't know. We'll just, I guess at this point, someone sees something in them as far as what they would like for a, younger, younger Batman in general, younger Bruce Wayne. So at this point, I'm just at curiosity. I'm like, all right, so what's the direction y'all trying to take now, or the near future? So maybe he'll shock us. Maybe he'll just be like, maybe that one person that did scout him was like, oh, I did see that one movie in 2014, like 1,000 other people saw, and he acted his ass off for 5 seconds. I don't know. Nah, bro. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see.
Twilight
niggas is showing, bro. I've been seeing clips.
That.
Huh?
So I didn't see Twilight before. I'm told it.
He was bad in Twilight. But again, the whole movie's bad, so that's whatever.
The whole movie is
yeah.
I saw it actually like 2 years ago. Funny enough, it wasn't my choice, but I saw it, and I was like,
no.
I saw it, and I was just like,
nobody with eyes would choose to watch that again.
I saw it, I was like, this what y'all were freaking
You watch Twilight because you're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
That
was trying to stick your finger somewhere.
That was exactly the reason. But anyway, So I was like,
we here now, so
exactly.
Guess I'm watching Twilight.
I'll try to enjoy
Could
this.
have been. Not much else to say, but but nah, like for real though, like I mean, I think it's more people kind of like us were kind of like, you know, it's not who I would have thought, but I'm more so the fact. Let's see.
Oh, he's gonna have to surprise the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
like out of nowhere, he's gonna surprise the fuck out of me.
Yeah, maybe that's Gambit right there. Maybe that's what it is. Like, oh, we're going in there hating it, and then we come out thinking it's all right. Kind of like Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu or the guy who played us, Shazam.
This still was pretty natural. After like 5 minutes of him talking, I was like, okay, I'm used to this. This wasn't really as weird as I thought it would be. I didn't think like...
You weren't thinking about Deadpool the whole time?
I really, no, like real talk, I really wasn't. But that's just because I've seen other stuff with Ryan Reynolds in. I'm not saying he's some top tier actor, but it's like, I've known him before Deadpool. Like when he said he was going to go all in on Deadpool, I was like, I can see it. And I saw, you know, the movie came out.
Right, yeah.
And, you know, it was really good.
But even still, the way they promoted Deadpool was like,
that's true.
Oh, this is perfect. Oh, okay. Like, I get it.
It was.
When you heard Ryan Reynolds, it was like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And whatever. You've heard me talk about Pikachu.
Yeah,
I just feel like you didn't need him for Pikachu. Like, you didn't need him for it, is all it is.
I
don't need to hear his voice. Like, he's a voice actor. He shouldn't sound like himself in the, you know,
I feel like it was fine, though.
But if you liked it, so
yeah, I mean, it was fine.
I'm gonna see it eventually.
Could they have chosen someone else? Sure. Would it be better? I think that depends on the person.
Right.
I think he did fine for the character. Like, you know, the first time you're like, yep, that's Ryan Reynolds. But after a while, you're like, oh, wait, this is Pikachu. He has a little hat, and they're trying to solve mysteries. And then that's it.
Like, all of that sounds like bullshit. When you, like, Pikachu got a little hat, and he sounds like Ryan Reynolds, and he's solving mysteries. Like, what?
After a while, you're just like, oh,
when you think about that, without any context, if I say that, you know, what the fuck are you talking about?
A plus B equals C, man.
Yeah, bro.
He has a little joke.
If I tell you I'm trying to make a movie with Pikachu, he's going to wear a hat, and he's going to solve mysteries, and I want Ryan Reynolds to voice him, you'd be like, yo, get the fuck out. We're not doing that. Right? That's fucking stupid. You would laugh me out of the world.
It works much better than you think.
I get it. I believe that in actual, like in reality, it works. I'm just saying the concept itself.
Yeah, I know. On paper, you're like, all right.
This is the script. This is the whole thing, huh?
I'm gonna need to see a quick rough one of the trailer. Like, what would you have already now?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna see something today because
you seem to have brought me the wrong script.
Yeah, it can't be. I know you didn't come here with this. I know this ain't the only thing you brought to this meeting. It's got to be something.
Is this from Reddit? Like,
this just your buddy wrote this and then sent it off? Huh?
Yeah.
Just bring your friend's scripts up here now, huh? You just but bringing fan fiction to the. I got some fire fan fiction out there that could be produced. Better than that fucking.
Hey man, if you get partnered with Spotify, you might get
better than that Grindelwald bullshit. Anyways, Batman. Yeah, Batman. Sorry, Batman.
Yeah, I know.
Ian,
a little quick tangent.
You care?
What are your thoughts?
I've never actually seen him act, so I don't know how bad he is. But I'm only going off what I've been told. And
forget even what you've been told. Think about in your image what you think Batman is, and then look at Robert Pattinson and say, and in your image what you think of Bruce Wayne. Think of them as separate entities. I like to tell people to do that too.
You
think of Bruce Wayne and think of Batman. Think of them as two separate people. Think of them as a flip. You know what I mean? Like they're two sides of a coin. Act as if they don't know the other exists.
So, I imagine you're talking about a playboy, guy who lives in a mansion,
right?
I imagine
the rich kid
who he might carry a 5 o'clock shadow. Look a little attractive, model-esque.
Yeah.
I can see how they would think Robert Pattinson would be a pretty good choice. I saw an image of him with a nice little scruff, and I was like, okay, he kind of looks like somebody who would be.
I could see.
But all I know, when I heard Robert Pattinson, I'm thinking Twilight, and I'm imagining fucking vampire Twilight. I'm like, okay, that nigga's not Batman. Then I saw that, and I was like, okay, he don't look that bad.
No, so and that's all I'm asking.
So
forget what you've been told. Just what you've seen yourself.
I could see
him as Bruce Wayne,
as a young Bruce Wayne.
Okay, can you see him as Batman?
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He's the pretty boy. Like, of course not.
I'm kicking Batman's ass if it's Robert Pattinson. All right. If Robert Pattinson is Batman, I'm kicking Batman's ass on everything, bro. I'm whooping Batman's ass.
Maybe he gonna hit the gym. Maybe he gonna surprise us. Like, hey, this nigga now he's swole.
Don't get me wrong.
He kind of has to.
All I'm saying is, there is no scenario in which Robert Pattinson got two options. He's either going to wow the fuck out of me, or he's going to do exactly what I think he's going to do, which is suck it up.
Yeah.
That's it. And I agree a little bit more on the fact that, yeah, you know what? He probably is going to be a decent Bruce Wayne. Those scenes are probably going to be pretty decent. I'm not believing this nigga as Batman. Like, Christian Bale had a straight face that when you looked at it, you was like, he might be about some shit. I'm not sure, but he might have it. Christian Bale just kind of had this look like,
bruh.
You can't say
Christian Bale had that. Christian Bale had that mafia look. Like,
he killed it, bro.
Yeah, Christian Bale rocked it. Christian Bale has that, like, almost like, if you even try to touch me, 10 niggas gonna shoot you before you get to me. He got that kind of look, like really I'm in control.
He really does.
Robert Pattinson, I'm not worried about Robert Pattinson for nothing.
Nobody's like sweating over him.
I'm
like,
not.
no,
I'm not,
not
bro.
at all.
I'm not. I'm not.
So and that's the thing. I mean,
These kids are gonna have to grow up with Robert Pattinson as their Batman.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Gen Z,
like he's like officially their Batman. Like that's him.
Yeah,
it's not some kind of side thing that they. Damn it.
That's tough.
Hey man,
Yeah, they always got the trilogy to go back and look at.
I got to see like a preview or something, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're going. I'm calling this right now. I'm calling this right now, and I fully believe I'm correct when I say this.
June,
all right?
June 1st.
No. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, rocking the day, and at 1 p.m.
That's right.
On June 1st. Okay.
What the hell? Oh, yeah, man, go off.
Yeah,
it is June 1st.
I fully believe that all the trailers for this movie are going to lean heavily into Robert Pattinson being Bruce Wayne. The movie is not going to the whole movie is going to build up his Bruce Wayne persona, and then as the movie goes along slowly, it's going to lead you to him eventually becoming Batman. They're going. I think Matt Reeves, because they're trying to go for this year one thing. I think they're going to try to recreate the trilogy to an extent. Okay. Right. So I think this is going to be a different version, like Batman Begins, right? So it's not going to be the same thing, right? It's not going to be the exact same players, but it's going to be somewhere in that vein. Whether Bruce is just coming back from his time away, whether he's been back for a year and he hasn't really decided if he wants to fully be out there fighting crime or not, whether he's just doing the Superman thing where he's saving people kind of on the low, but not really out there. You know, who knows? Whatever he's doing, you know what I mean? He's doing it at a very low level, right? He's not Batman. So the movie is going to focus, and I think that's the only place where he's really going to fit. Because I think, you're right. I think they can mold him into fitting.
The more you say that in year one,
and I mean, I've got the comic. I've got the graphic novel right here.
I saw
to be fair,
I saw the movie the other day.
Did you watch Batman Year One on DC Universe? Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch that then on DC Universe. That's right.
I'll be selling it on people.
That's the first one.
What? What?
We might as well. We need to contact them niggas like, hey,
I need a sponsor. I done sold about 3 of these, bro. Because Ashley told me her coworker went and got DC Universe because he listened to the podcast. Hey, man. I'm out here in these streets, bro.
We salesmen, motherfucker.
I'm in these streets, man. I need some ad dollars.
Today is the day. I'm gonna lock it in. Today is the day. I just remembered. DC Universe.
There you go.
I'm dead ass.
Yeah, I wonder if he still listens to the podcast because he's gonna hear this and be like, "Oh, I'm the nigga who did it." Oh, it's me. It's like,
I deserve some of that.
No, say my name. No, I'm not doing that. Anyways, no, but that's like, I don't know, man. I think that's how the movie is going to lean hard, and it's going to build. It's going to have to because I don't think any of us believe him to be a Batman. So you've got to build me through the film to him actually putting that suit on and me believing Robert Pattinson is in a Batman suit. Yeah. You have to build that up. So I think I think that's the only way the movie works with him. That's the only way I could see why you would put somebody like him in that role.
Yeah,
that's the only way.
Yeah, he gotta hit the gym too. He gotta
hit the gym. He gotta
for sure. I'm about to hit the gym with Robert Pattinson, bro. We gonna get swole at the same time.
That way you can scope out and see
if I can still beat your ass.
If I feel like I can still whip your ass before the movie come out,
you start shooting. How long? 3 months.
And I got a job to do. All you got to do is train for your job. Right, so if I'm keeping up with Robert Pattinson, bro, nah, man,
you don't really want this job,
bro. Step on the set, man.
I'm saying
it's time.
Just let me be Batman then. Shit, Black Batman. Let's go.
Black Batman.
No, man, but I'm just I don't know.
We'll see.
We shall see.
More shall be
we have no
revealed.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a choice. Literally, they don't give a fuck about what we're saying at all. They're just like, we know. Like the news came out and everybody was like, we hate this, no. And they were like, we confirmed it. Yeah, for sure, that's happening.
Petitions.org. Too late.
Oh yeah, there was a petition to not have it on there.
There always is.
And for sure, there's a petition to not let anything happen. Like whatever, it doesn't matter, bro. It could be like free ice cream for everybody. Petition for no free ice cream. Like it don't matter, bro. Motherfucker. Yeah, yeah, literally, it doesn't matter. But I just made up 2 other quick facts in my head. So I got Naomi issue 5 over there. I haven't read it yet, but that's like the issue where it's like revealed exactly what she is. Can't wait to read it. So I'm almost there. Yeah,
she is like so.
Yeah, she's.
We know that she's not this.
She's not from human. She's not human. She's not from here. Her parents are adopted, but you find out some other interesting stuff. I'm not going to ruin it, but I would suggest if you can find it, you're probably going to have to buy it digitally because, like I was in New York looking for. I have all the issues except issue 2. If you're somebody who has an issue 2 of Naomi, please let me know. I will buy it from you. I will buy it from you. I'm broke, but I will bust the money together to buy it from you. I swear. Listen, and because I was in New York, stopped at a comic book store looking for it, sold out. I was in California, stopped at a comic book store looking for it, sold out. And I knew that it wasn't going to be there, but I just asked because I was there anyway. And yeah, so no, bro. That's also going to be a thing I want to do. Anywhere I visit, I want to try to find a comic book store. If there's one like not crazy far, I want to try to go. Did I go to a comic book store in Houston? No. We didn't really have time in the other places we stopped at, but yeah, we found a comic book store in California, found a comic book store in New York. I'm gonna, as things go, I want to keep going, look for these stores. But anyways, yeah. Read Naomi if you get a chance. You might have to buy it digitally, but it is a really good series. I would pick it up if you can. The last thing I want to talk about. So we talked about New 52 ending and Mr. Manhattan being the reason it's ending and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. There's been an interesting development in what's been going on. And obviously, I don't read this series of comics myself. I just read the summaries. Mm-hmm. So essentially what's happened is Mr. Manhattan has discovered something amazing. Earth Zero, which would be like, it's not really our Earth technically, because we live on an Earth that has no superheroes, right? But Earth Zero in the DC universe is, like the prime Earth, like the first Earth. What Mr. Manhattan has, or Dr. Manhattan, what he's figured out is that Earth is, when he changed everything for like the New 52, mm-hmm. It changed everything except that Earth. Like that Earth itself, that Earth specifically, Earth Zero, specifically itself, will change things to maintain itself, basically. And then the way that Earth Zero changes itself to maintain itself affects all the other multiverses. So it's kind of complicated, but basically Dr. Manhattan realized that he was never changing Earth Zero. He wasn't changing Earth Zero. He would the things he was trying to do were never affecting that Earth. And it's possible there's other Earths out there that weren't affected as well, but that Earth is the first one specifically. So now they're calling it, instead of like a multiverse, they're calling it like a metaverse, because Earth Zero reacts differently than everything else, but it's happening simultaneously to everything else. So it's not really a multiverse. It's just, right. But because of whatever is trying to be changed, it affects everybody else instead of itself. If that makes sense. I know I said a lot of shit. I don't know. There's a cool article on comicbook.com. Go read it.
It definitely sounds interesting. Like create like I guess in this case he kind of so he let that one be its own.
No, he has no control over it.
That's what I'm saying.
He's trying to figure out why that Earth isn't reacting.
Also,
he didn't know. He didn't know. Then he figured it out. He thinks it has something to do with Superman. He thinks it has something to do with Superman.
So when
he thinks
was changing all the other Earths, he was trying to change Earth Zero.
He thought he changed everything.
Gotcha.
Then as he realized his mistakes with changing and creating the New 52, as he's been reversing things and stuff like that, he's been learning more, and he realized, wait, this Earth never changed. And he thinks it has something to do with Superman. He thinks, they Superman. They call him even in universes where Superman isn't the first metahuman, they call him the first metahuman all the time. And he thinks it's something to do with that Earth Superman, and he thinks that Earth, and I think that's what they're going to do. So I think they're setting up, and I'm just making a wild assumption here, but I think they're setting up so that Superman is going to be his kind of all-star Superman self again. The super smart, super intelligent Superman. I think we're going to get him back. I think they're going to bring him back around, because I think what they're setting it up is Superman realizing the power he has over Earth Zero, and he's going to fight Dr. Manhattan for control. He's gonna I don't know if he's gonna kill him necessarily, but he probably won't kill him. Well, who knows? It's comics. Comics are a lot more gruesome, so he could kill him maybe. But I think he's gonna end up fighting him or locking him up or something, putting him in some sort of prison for messing with the multiverse. So I think Superman's going to realize the power he has and realize he's the only person who can kind of rise up and stop him from being able to kind of basically change everything at his whim. Now, I don't know how they're going to do that, how it's going to work. I think Dr. Manhattan should kind of smoke Superman. I think.
Yeah, if
he should.
Control.
But I've got to. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I have no idea. Right? I'm literally shooting. It's probably somebody who's actually reading the comics. Like, you're a fucking idiot. There's no way that's what's gonna happen. I don't know. I only read the summaries of these comics because I can't afford to spend money on all the comics. And Naomi is what I chose to spend money on. But the Doomsday comics, this series is really interesting how they're doing it. And I really do wish I was buying the issues, to read them. But yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes for sure. But yeah, so they're calling it. They've kind of dubbed it the metaverse now. So saying it's not the DC universe, but it's the metaverse now. The DC metaverse, I guess. So we'll see where it goes. It's really interesting. I'm gonna keep giving y'all little updates and stuff as I get them.
Please do.
And I think it's interesting. I think this is the places they kind of go with this concept are really interesting. So I think if you're anybody right now who's like, people swear DC Comics are so good, I want to get in, I would even say, I'm reading Naomi, you know what I mean? But I would even say maybe start with the Doomsday comics. Like, pick the Doomsday comics up and maybe pick up Naomi if you got money, you can afford whatever. Pick up, I think Naomi's really good, so pick that up. But pick up the Doomsday comics and read how that's kind of ending this era that we were in, and then you'll be right there at the start of whatever's kind of coming next. I think that'd be a good idea. Why not? But anyways, that's all I have for quick facts. Y'all got any quick facts? Well, no, hold on. Yeah, do y'all have any quick facts? Gerard's supposed to have his own section, but
actually, I'm still kind of brainstorming.
Gerard got to come with a title for his own segment.
I do.
I'm got to change my segment title. I don't like quick facts.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe.
Quick facts.
Nerd nuggets. Nah,
Nerd
stupid.
nuggets.
That's. Ian, delete this and post.
No. You gotta keep these bad ideas in.
I'm always joking.
You gotta keep these bad ideas in.
Nerd nuggets.
Like never mind. So anyway,
bro, that's so bad. Oh my god.
Hey yo, you want a bad idea to pick?
Yo, wow. And here I am talking about the Game of Thrones writers. Look at me.
Sometimes you gotta air it out. Okay, yeah. So I do have my.
I got some nerve.
There we go.
I got some nerve.
Hey, bro. But all right, so yeah, I do have my one. I actually peeped this yesterday, surprisingly. So, for the listeners that kind of keep up with esports in general, there's a team called Evil Geniuses. They've been around for a minute. They're not as big as like Cloud9 or Team Liquid or any of those guys, but they kind of been around for like Dota 2 for those that are familiar with it. But yeah, so basically they got bought by this one larger investment company called Peak 6. It was they acquired Evil Geniuses. And it's kind of they just get more money to send the other. But the thing that kind of stuck out to me was that with this, I'm not sure what her role was previously in the company, but with that, a black woman rose to become the pretty much the CEO of Evil Geniuses, and is actually really crazy. I believe her name is Nicole Jameson. So she's the first black woman to be the head of any like major esports company or group, that's pretty major because like
that's dope.
That's like for gaming in general, like it's still got strides to go as far as like it's still mostly male dominated. I mean, you do have women out here doing their thing, content creators, some of them are in the industry, in this case, some are promoting the esports side of things. So I think that's just really cool.
Right.
She just got like a lot of power in this company, so she can decide to say, hey, I want more people in this game, or, I want people in Fortnite, whatever. So that's really legit. So, more diversity, the better.
Yes.
That's super legit. And that's as quick as fact.
Super dope.
That's as quick as fact it can be. So
that's super dope.
Shout out to her.
We like that. I like that a lot.
Shout out to her, man. Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah, so that's super legit.
I wanna learn more about it because you got to make sure people are
gotta air out these achievements.
Yeah. You also got to make sure that people are doing I won't say the right thing. That's not maybe the right word, but.
Just positive progression, like wherever.
Yeah, you want to make sure she is actually a person who's actually up there advocating for minority people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because just because she's there and she's black doesn't necessarily mean she cares about black kids, things like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not knock to her. I don't know if she does. That's why I was actually trying to find like her page or something.
Yeah.
Like Twitter is acting up, but like I was hoping she had like a Twitter page or I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to find out more about her in the midst of this and. Like she was definitely, man. She was really just kind of in the trenches, just kind of doing her thing there.
She's light skinned.
She is.
No, I mean there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, she cool and she. I mean that's good too. She's a fairly attractive woman. She's definitely black for sure.
Yep.
You can't deny that she's black at all. So it's not like she's like whitewashed or anything like that. We definitely can't say she's not black. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to hear more from her and see how she does things to make to just make sure she's really on the side of actually being diverse and
exactly.
I would hope then that when we look at Evil Geniuses, that we're gonna
more diverse.
Yeah, we're gonna see some black people on those Counter-Strike teams and stuff like that too.
Exactly.
If they're good enough. I don't want bad black people playing on team, but
I want we have the one black person. It's like don't just do that. Just the
and then you're losing all the time,
right?
And then don't do that. I don't want that. But if there's a dude that is good enough, you make sure he's on the team. You know what I mean? And that's stuff like that. I think so. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I would assume being the CEO gives her that kind of control.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely follow as far as that's because I haven't seen Evil Geniuses in a minute.
Right.
Honestly. They were a little bigger some years back when I think esports arena was kind of smaller.
Right.
But that's still a name that if for anyone that's followed any of those competitive games, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that name. So that's still really cool. So hopefully maybe she can bring that name back up to where it could be. So but yeah, that is my quick fact for the week.
Quick fact.
It's a quick one. Do we have any others?
No, I don't have any others. You can go to technically.
All right, I only have one for technically.
Hey, Nicholas. Yeah, so you
see what I did? You did the double real quick.
You see what I did for this nigga?
Look at that.
For this nigga segment, bro.
You really
the nigga
did,
got a drop. He got shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I made the name though, so nigga, damn.
Okay.
Anyway,
the drop is here, folks.
Yes, the drop is here. So among all the other companies, tech companies that are under fire from the government, Google is now in the focus.
No shock there.
Dun dun dun.
Yep, dun dun dun. They're for their search engine. Can you imagine a world where the government controls Google's search engine?
Nope.
It sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it sounds really bad.
Sounds like I ain't Googling shit again.
Mm-hmm. Yikes. Bing.com.
Yeah.
Be right on Bing.
Because it's not
I love
Google.
Bing. Yep. Yeah, literally. Bro, oh my God. Bing because it's not Google?
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but I just said it one day and I looked and I was like, they must have.
Bruh. Oh, for sure I'm be on Bing. I'll be right back on Ask
Absolutely.
Jeeves. Yahoo search. Nigga, I'm right
My
back.
nigga Jeeves, man.
Hey,
oh,
Jeeves.
man.
Hey, my nigga Jeeves, what's good, bro? Hey, you been keeping up with the day, with the times? 'Cause
Jeeves
I got
is
some
OG.
questions, bro.
Jeeves helped so many little social studies projects back in middle school.
No, he did it, bro. Nigga was trash, bro.
He helped me with a few.
This nigga Ian got some fucking.
Then again, I know
This nigga
Bloom
Ian got some
researcher.
nerve. I just read the docket, bro.
Hey, let me pull this
Oh,
up.
Bro,
we skipped over that one.
Yeah. I haven't even fucking opened
this.
I haven't even opened the goddamn docket, so I didn't even fucking remember. And I see this shit. This nigga Ian disrespect me, dog.
Oh, yeah. You know, I saw that like soon as I sat down, I didn't say
Oh,
nothing.
man. Congratulations to Derek, man.
That nigga Ian,
Congratulations
that
to
nigga
Derek, man.
Ian, that
He
nigga
got
Ian
his
lucky
new
I'm
job,
scared of
man.
Crystal.
No, for real.
Cause we'd have to step outside for this shit, bro.
Drop one of Clues bombs for this nigga Derek, bro.
We'd have to step outside for this shit.
Like gentlemen.
I just want y'all to know what Ian wrote about me in our docket, right? In our
Yeah,
plans.
go
First
Put
of
it
all,
in the show notes, yeah.
okay. In the show notes, yeah, that's a good one. This nigga wrote for quick facts. He wrote officially because this nigga can't. He has no concept of grammar.
Say that like that.
Yeah, this nigga has no concept of like
I wrote this last
grammar.
night, nigga, Derek.
Yeah, all right. So officially employment of Derek. It could have just stopped there, right? That was it. That's it. But he had to write the ugliest nerd.
It's too ugly nerds. I thought like, oh, the ugly nerd.
But it don't gotta be on the docket though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody had to know.
No, it don't have to be there. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be there.
I mean, I saw it. I still
Oh,
bring
That
up
would have been
Ugly
funny
nerd.
for social media or something. That would have been fine. You could have posted that in your story or something. It didn't have to be here.
I think it would have
for
hurt a
me to
little more
read.
if I
and
put that on
now,
social
and
media.
now everyone
Nobody
knows.
follows you. It'd have been fine for you to put this on social media.
True.
Three people would have seen it. No issue. You got this on the docket for me to read.
For 3 people to read.
For all of us to read.
What?
That's why I didn't mention it, because I was like, oh, that's really funny.
I
I'll
hate y'all
bring it
niggas.
up
I just want
later.
y'all to know that, bro. I hate y'all.
And now
niggas.
you put it on the podcast. Now everybody can hear it.
Yeah, well, I want them to know the disrespect I deal with on a daily basis.
So
bro.
shout out to let me fix the officially to make it make more sense.
Yeah, I see you in here trying to edit shit, nigga. Drawing here trying to really help you out.
Yeah, man.
Ian in here.
All right. You want the cutest nerd? Here you go. There you go. Oops.
Anyways,
We're going to move right along.
nigga added emojis, right? nigga added emojis. I hate y'all niggas, right?
Hey, man, we happy for you.
Oh man. Hey, proud of you, man. I really. Proud of you, man.
Anyways, I forgot. I honestly forgot we were gonna talk about it, but yes, I did officially accept a job, so I won't be broke anymore. Hopefully, as it stands, it shouldn't affect the podcast, at least initially. Hopefully, it doesn't really affect the weekends when we record. But yeah, so I will be. I have accepted a. I have accepted a new position. So yeah, I'll start next week.
Back in it.
Or actually, when you hear this, I'll have started because I start next Tuesday. So you probably won't hear this till Wednesday or Thursday, and I'll have started. We need to try to do better than that, maybe. I don't know. I still think maybe we can
get out quicker?
Yeah, I think we can get out like on Monday morning. Who comes out on Monday? No, I don't know anybody that releases anything on Mondays. Flagrant used to come out on Mondays, but they moved to Tuesdays. So, and now, granted, it's not fair either, right? Because there's probably a million podcasts that come out on Mondays, right?
Yeah, right.
There's no podcast I care about to come out on Mondays.
Everyone has the start of the week with new episode of XYZ
So
podcast.
I'm thinking in mind, I'm like, I don't have a Monday podcast. So since I don't have a Monday podcast,
Honestly, I don't have one either.
nobody else got a Monday podcast. Is how it works in my head, but that's not true.
I got a Tuesday, I got a Thursday, I got a Wednesday.
Mondays, I be struggling on
Yeah,
Mondays.
I don't got a Friday one either, actually.
I used to have I used to have NPR, so I used to listen to like NPR every morning.
Actually, I used to listen to fucking
But I stopped doing that.
Destiny Community Podcast on
Most
Friday.
stuff I listen to is on the weekend. They do weekend.
I still listen to Fire Team Chatty.
No, I
but
listen to
don't
one that
Oh,
does
yeah, I
a
listen to
Thursday one. Thursday, Saturday one. And there's another one that just
I got Joe on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
4 weeks or whatever.
And I got Brilliant on Thursdays. I got Flagrant on Tuesdays. I don't have anything. And Advice from a Fuckboy. That's a dude named Clint Coley. His podcast
That's
is hilarious.
hilarious.
His podcast is hilarious, bro. no, like legit, bro. Like,
Straight up.
go on Spotify, subscribe to that nigga shit. It's hilarious. It's funny as hell, bro. When he be having girls on there, he be wilding out. Like, he's a funny dude, man. He's a funny ass dude, man. Definitely. If you want to follow him, but whatever. It doesn't matter. There's 50 people now who might follow this nigga, but like, yeah, he is a funny nigga. Clint Coley, man. He's from Philly, so that's why I don't care. But he a funny dude, bro. He is hilarious, bro. Hilarious. And his podcast is always interesting, even when it's just him talking. It's even when it's just him like on episode, still funny as hell. Like, he's funny as hell, bro. So yeah, definitely I would say check out Advice from a Fuckboy, man. He's funny. But he don't release podcasts on like a schedule. It's just kind of random. Like, yeah. Like, I have to go on there and check and be like, y'all niggas, did you release a podcast? All right, here it is. All right, cool. Like, I have to be having to check. Like, I have to remember what episode I'm on with them.
Check your notifications.
But yeah. I don't know. So yeah, maybe try to get out on Mondays. I don't know. I guess that would mean you'd have to get editing done by like Sunday night for me to listen and put up Monday. I don't know.
It's doable.
I don't know if it is doable. Maybe we should try to push for Mondays instead. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, that's where we're at with it.
When is E3?
I don't remember.
Technically, it starts. Well, it's weird because now they do like technically they Microsoft is next Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's like
Microsoft look crazy being at E3 right now.
Yeah.
They look desperate.
I mean, they kind of have to.
No, they have no choice, everything. but they still look desperate.
I mean, honestly, they're probably one of the ones second. Well, third
I'm
most
curious about. Yeah, I think I'm most.
I mean, that's
curious about
what else is there? Who else is going to be at E3 that you're like that has the most to like lose? You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
to lose? Well, yeah. I'm interested
June 11th is the technical first date, I guess.
Yeah, it's like that Monday, Tuesday, whatever. But yeah, they kind of sneak stuff in on the weekend before. I don't know why. I don't know why they started this, but
Sunday got marked.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Bethesda.
There's really only
technically the expo is.
There's really only one game looking forward in Bethesda's, but we'll get to that later, I guess.
We'll walk through it. We're just kind of. I'm sorry, we completely. I don't even know how we ended up here, but we completely
kind of freestyling.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe this is why we didn't get picked for Google PR.
Y'all not structured. Y'all ain't got no goddamn.
Man,
well, they did say that, but we really did kind of jump off of technically speaking with the Google being. Oh, because we're making fun of them with Bing.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. I gotta crack jokes,
bro, for sure. Cause that shit had me out, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Because it's not Google. That's crazy.
That's crazy. But yeah, the Google thing.
Yeah. I'm not surprised though. Makes sense. Once you garner too much power, the government will eventually come looking for it. If you garner too much power and you don't give it to them,
government looking like, well,
they're like, nah, we need that.
Yeah, and it's really just power over like.
That's all it is.
How much control they have over
It's Game of Thrones in real life.
How much control they have over advertisement.
Data is the Iron Throne, and the government wants to be on it, and they very well intend to, or they will put you in a jail.
Apparently, they were in trouble with FCC earlier.
Of course. And here's what I'm saying: all these entities are like, isn't it crazy that all these entities that rule us now,
they were tracking cookies
people made
in Safari?
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like they start out like, oh, good intentions, but then it's like they get big and they see others get bigger.
Yeah, and it's like, who the fuck is the FCC to tell me what I can or can't what?
Bro, don't get me
started. You only exist because we made you. Fuck you.
Don't even get me
the people who are in it are regular people like us. Why do you get to decide what the whole like? Fuck that guy.
We only know about you because we allow you on our search engine.
Nigga, the only reason I know what the FCC is because Family Guy made fun of them niggas on a whole episode.
We can delete you right now.
And South Park, for me.
And South Park too. Yeah, like I'm like, bro. I mean, everybody's made fun of the FCC and like these cartoon shows, but I'm like,
edgy ones, yeah.
I'm like, who the like, fuck the FCC, man. Fuck them. It's some old dude who's like, we shouldn't show boobs, but he's beating his dick in his office every night. Yo, fuck him.
Meanwhile, guns bang bang every day, like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, fuck them, bro.
Violence.
Fuck them,
bloodshed.
Bro. Yeah, we can show black people dying on TV and every
the children are scared of some titties.
Yeah, they say privacy as well. Privacy.
Fuck them, bro. Whatever.
You know, all that stuff. they have too much control over our lives.
Okay.
And I mean, they kind of do got a good amount of control over my life right now.
What is this?
This Google thing.
Yeah,
Man.
What? Oh, Google.
Like I feel like once I move out and get my own place, it's bigger. Then I'll have to justify. Oh, I guess I could use a Google Home. Like I don't need one now because in the apartment I can just walk over. I'd be like, phone, say this.
I forgot you already signed your lease, bro.
Huh?
I forgot you already signed the lease again. You already re-signed with Cameron, right?
Not for next year. Like this one technically ends in August, I think.
Oh, I thought you were going. I thought you said you re-signed with them.
We haven't re-signed yet.
Oh shit, bro.
Yeah, we're not like rushing,
bro. My shit ends in August too, bro. Get a house, bro. Get a townhouse somewhere, bro.
Yeah, it really. Honestly,
I'm not gonna be there, bro.
Hey, I know we talked about this, but it really depends on how everything of my current job situation
That's
goes.
true too. Yeah.
Because that full thing kind of starts more so on July 1st, and as far as. So I just have to see, but that's still kind of late.
I mean, I'm in the same spot too. It's not like I have stuff locked in.
If I can get a shorter lease, like less than 12 months, then we'll see. But I'll let you.
And that's my thing too. Is I was looking. I mean, I don't know why we're talking about this. I was looking for shit.
Hey man, we gotta live places, bro.
This is true. I was looking at places that were. I was trying to find places that had like month-to-month leases. It's so hard to find month-to-month leases here. But people,
maybe they're downtown or something.
Maybe there's more frequent like there, or like if you're renting from like a random person,
you're
more likely to get like month-to-month leases.
Yeah,
stuff like that. But if you're in like, if you're looking for like a townhouse to rent or something like that, chances are it's not. They want to lock you in for 6-7 months. They want to lock you in for 6 months plus. Like I'm not seeing it. Whereas like Tiffany, she was out there in a nice ass. I guess it's like a studio apartment, sort of. But her apartment, I mean, granted, she was in Bakersfield. So, I mean, you're kind of far from LA and shit. Yeah. 2 hours. But it really wasn't that bad. Like, her apartment itself wasn't bad. I think she said it was like $700 something a month. It wasn't even that expensive. And she had like kind of like an open concept type thing. So, it's like you come in and she had like what should be like, she had like a little balcony area that's in the front of her apartment. So I didn't like that part. That was kind of weird. But where she lives, like nobody looked like really anybody bother you. So then she had like you come in, she had like a kitchen area, like her living room area connected to the balcony area, right? Then her kitchen and stuff was back there. Then you go up some steps. She had her closet, her bathroom, and she just kind of had like an open balcony space in her apartment, like you know what I mean? Where that would be like your bed and all your stuff would go there. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a room specifically that you walk in. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
With no door and then...
No. Like literally her room was like you could see where like if she had like a bed set and stuff up there, which I mean she did before I got there. She took it down, but like if you just kind of looked up, you could have seen like her bed and stuff laid out there. So it was on like an overview of the living room is where her room was.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah. So there was no doors or anything blocking you from getting anywhere. I mean, there was a door in front of like her closet, a door for the bathroom, stuff like that, right? But like her kitchen was open to everything else. You know what I mean? There was no door to get to anywhere. And her she have a washer and dryer? I think she did. I think she had a washer and dryer that was upstairs, if I remember correctly. And it came with that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like, you can live in California for pretty cheap. Now Bakersfield sucks. Right, like Bakersfield is terrible. Like, oh my god, and you can't even legally smoke there. I mean, what a fucking waste of being in California, right? I understand why she was always hanging out at our cousin's place in LA County. I don't know why we're talking about this, but whatever. The point is, we need places to live.
We need places.
We need a place to record, and if we could find a half decent townhouse.
Yeah, that's ideal.
With like a basement area that we could turn into like the studio for everything.
Super ideal.
That would be perfect. That's not easy to find. It's pretty hard, especially if you're just looking to rent. Yeah. If you have funds to like buy, you're probably in a better position to find what you're looking for. Yeah. But that ain't the situation at the moment. So renting is obviously what we're looking for. But I don't know how likely it is. But I've been looking. But that's
I've been looking.
Yeah, it's weird. And that's my thing, too. I guess in my current friend group, it's not like a bunch of people, like... I guess like, you don't really think about it when you're in, like, college, right? Like, you're in college, you graduate in college, and you're thinking, oh, like, Niggas like you live together. You know, like you live together in college, and you're just like, you kind of don't really think about like who am I gonna live with after college. You don't like. I don't think anybody thinks about it. And in my head, I didn't really think. I didn't think like I came home and I was like lived with my parents because it was like I have to have I have to live somewhere and I'm already paying rent in Statesboro.
Yeah.
But once I was there for like a couple months, I was like I gotta go. Right, and like I left, and I tried to come back again, and then left again. But I tried, right? And like the point was like, that's what I was talking about the whole podcast thing again. And it was like I had nowhere to go, but then also I realized how many of my friends weren't like people weren't really living together like that. You know what I mean? Like I know like you and Cam ended up living together, and John lived with Cam for a little bit too, right?
Yeah, they live in two different places.
Yeah, so like John and Cam
about where I'm still right now.
Yeah. Like they used to live together, and then stuff like that. But I didn't realize. Like I was like, in my head, I was just like, oh, I guess. So in my head, there was a time like when I first lived here, I was like, oh well, I guess when Ian graduates, we'll just live together. Like that just, I was like, oh, I guess that's just what happened. Like, what else? What else would we do? And then Ian came back and was like, oh, I'm living at home with my family, and I was like. Yo, that really makes sense.
That's a smarter thing to do.
I forgot this nigga like me at home. I mean, there was that too. But at the same time, I was like, Ian actually likes being at home. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not that I love my family any less or anything. I just, being at home was, especially at the time too, my little brother was still in high school. And stuff. It was just too much. Like, my parents were still trying to be parents. Like, it's too much. I got it. Y'all in parent mode. You treating him like, because he's 15, you can't talk to me like I'm 15. Yeah,
pretty much.
Keep direct the energy to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you keep it one way. You can't talk to me.
Are yet, so.
Yeah. Like you gotta relax. I pay more taxes than y'all. Y'all gotta chill. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can't talk to me the same way as if I'm in high school here. You know what I mean? Like nah. So like I just. What I guess once that reality set in, I was like, oh shit. What am I gonna do? Like, who am I gonna live with? And that's kind of, and it's not a knock to him, but that's how I ended up, living with Billy for a little bit because it was just like, oh shit, I don't really have friends that need somebody. And Billy wasn't even really looking. It just happened that one of his roommates ended up leaving. He was like, hey, I do have a spare room if you want it. Yeah. And so I was like, at first I was like, oh no, I'm fine or whatever. And then eventually I was like, shit, you still got that room? Like, fuck it, why not? And it was just like I didn't realize like how many of my friends ended up either they'd already kind of locked up, and then I kind of thought about, I was like, who would I really want to live with? Wasn't a whole bunch of options, I was like, I don't know, it's okay, I guess I'm gonna be by myself, and that's just kind of how it ended up playing out.
I was just back and forth. Folks and school folks, and I was with the folks after a while, and I was like, well, let me just save money so I can move out.
Right.
And I did that, and it was just okay, cool. Like originally I was gonna get my own place, but then I was like, while I was working then, I was like, whoa, this is a bit more than I thought, and not like be in a hood or whatever.
Right.
So I was
way
like,
more, yeah.
Yeah, that was like I did a lot of driving on weekends or some days just finding places, and I was like, well. Cam's got, John's moving in with Kayla in their place before the house. They got the house. And I was like, well, Cam, what's up? What are you looking at? Well, this is this. Okay, well, let's get a place, be there for a bit. Build up the funds and then get us, move out. Yeah. Get our own places elsewhere after that. So that's kind of in the game.
This own place shit is trash, bro.
Like, I
think people should.
I don't think I would mind it, but I feel like when I have to clean this shit up and it's only me, I can't be like, hey, did you... Oh wait, I put those dishes in there. Oh shit, or something like that.
Yeah. But you know what though? Maybe for me it's a little bit easier, but at the same time, like
I'll probably just go paper for the most part. Unless
that's what I've been doing now, especially since basically every month I was like on the edge of being evicted. I was like, I got to keep everything packed up in case this shit really happens. So like I just. That's why I was really using paper a lot. But even when I first moved in here, I was using paper a lot. And I'll keep like cups regular because I like using a real cup.
Yeah, that's me basically.
Paper stuff is kind of the way to go on your own if you're not like big on washing dishes and stuff like that. Yeah. Because it is like literally like really living on your own. When like everything is really on you. You know, you're just literally adding more bills for yourself. You're paying the rent all by yourself. There's nobody else to rely on. Yeah. You can't even hit somebody up and be like, listen, bro, I ain't got my $400 this month. I really hit a snag or something. Can you pay my half and I'll pay you my next check or something? Like, you can't even do that because you're by yourself. You know what I mean? You got to pay your own electricity. You got to pay your own. You want internet? You got to pay for that, bro. That costs money. Can you use the low plan or do you need the high speed? You know what I mean? Like, it's so much shit that just adds up.
I just like the high
with
speed
living on your own. It's like you start doing. You like, fuck, bro. Damn. I wish I had some fucking help with some of this shit. Yeah. You know what I'm like? It does. Like, it does add up. Like, you start thinking like, fuck, bro. I really wish there was more to it. Like, I wish I had more. And I feel like that's people don't take that into consideration when you come out here. But I mean, like, I feel like the way people talk about living in Cali, like, oh, we have to live in shacks with 5 of us because it's so much. We should act like that here. Even if you're making, I think more of us should. Now, I think we grew up in a generation that's in a weird spot. Like, a lot of us are like kind of social. Some of us aren't.
It's like we're like cusp, but like I feel like the younger generation is kind of more like they kind of grew up and everything is super like you don't have to talk to people or anything or interact.
I'm curious for them to get into the real world, like my little brother, right? Because the thing about him is I think he has the ability. If he wanted to like pursue a life in like entertainment or like rap or something like that, I think he really could surf. I think he could couch surf around Atlanta, and if he didn't want to do anything, he could. I mean, obviously, as long as I have a place, he knows he could always stay with me, right? But like I think he would literally could couch surf around Atlanta with his friends and do it. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of kids in his same generation that are so disconnected, they wouldn't even know how to talk to somebody, to meet them, to make friends, to be like, oh, you want to live together? You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm just at a place now where I'm like, I'm really not interested. Just at my age, right? I'm turning 28 this year, right? Like, I don't want to be meeting new people to ask them if we can live together, to meet them and get to know them. Can we live together? No. There's a million. No, there's roommates.com. There's so many apps where you can meet people that are supposed to match you with roommates. No. There's a million. No, trust me, they exist for sure. I just don't really want to do that. Yeah. And at the same time too, and you got to think about it. We're on this app. We need a roommate, right? We're looking for places. Well, chances are that other person, they're in the same boat as you. You might not even be really being your real self with them on this app just because you're like, yo, I need a roommate. And we're kind of close. So I'm not going to tell them that actually, this thing really does bother me. I'll just kind of suck it up actually, or
your feet stink really
or bad. I'll get there. No, that's different. You wouldn't know that over an app, nigga. Come on, bro. But you know what I mean? Like, somebody can say something or there's a personality trait or...
my feet stink. No one's gonna say
yo, by the way,
Skip forever. Skip no one's ever gonna say.
Please never bring this nigga back.
How to never get a roommate?
Yeah. Like, my feet stink, but I'll pay like more than half.
I'll pay 75%. I know how to cook.
Hey, you know what? I'm moving in today.
I have really good credit.
I like Funyuns anyway. Yeah, I will never eat Funyuns. Because now I'm going to just think they taste like stank feet. Nah, I've never had a Funyun in my life, and it's going to stay that way.
Fake onions, dog, like.
Nah, bro. Yeah, whatever, bro. Weird. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard being a millennial out here, man. It's very interesting to see what the rest of them are doing, man. Because even when I was working, living here wasn't a fucking cakewalk, bro. It wasn't. It was a stretch of. You're stretching your dollars. You're paying a lot of money, and it's not necessarily fun being in these positions. And I think people really need to know the real world. I think we all thought, I'm going to graduate college, get a job, and I'm going to be living in my own apartment. I'm going to be styling out and blah 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 blah. And you get out here and you're like,
I kind of always knew that I was going to head back home. I always knew.
Yeah.
Like eventually, as soon as I
always
unless I get a job out somewhere outside of the state, which I was looking in New York. And then, even then, I was going to live with my aunts.
Right.
So,
Right. Well, I think there's
my own place wasn't like the top priority for me. I was on.
Yeah. But I think you also had other factors. I think that's why like some of the life stuff is always interesting to talk about because I feel like you just had
a coddled experience.
Nah, I don't think that's fair. No.
I would say this.
You know what?
Experience?
I would
No.
say so.
You know what? I wouldn't say it's coddled necessarily. I would just say it's
Everything just worked out.
yeah. You
all
kind
the
of just
time.
ended up having like a privilege. But to be
What's it
fair,
called? You have
like
a good support system. Something kind of.
I mean that I would say that's true, but I also wouldn't say that's even what I'm thinking of because I'm thinking about little shit. Like even so, I remember. I don't know if Ian remembers this, but I remember this all the time because I was mad when I owed them the money. Right? When I first went and got my GameStop credit card, I remember coming home that day and be like, "Bro, you need to get one of these."
You got a GameStop?
Oh yeah, I got one in college when they first came out with them.
Wait,
You remember this? You remember this? Ian?
Did you know?
You remember this? shit?
Trying to convince me to get one
you
too.
know
Get one of these shits, bro. The
no.
fuck? He was like, nah, bro. But you weren't. I was working though. I was working at the
Yeah, I
time.
was
To be
working,
fair,
yeah.
to be fair, it's not like don't get it twisted. It's not like I was just sitting in my room
The interest
and I was
was
like,
hella
oh,
high,
let me get a
though.
card. I don't have any money.
This
and
should
I'm
be
like,
fun. Just pay it later. I get that PS4 day one ASAP. No problem.
Oh my god, bro.
Yo,
Bro,
I had
chill
no
out.
idea.
Chill out, bro. No. I bought a PS4 with cash day one.
Yeah.
It wasn't even day one. It was day one.
Yeah, we did day
It
one.
was. It was that first weekend it was
that
out.
first weekend it was
Yeah,
out.
Ian went without me. Ian went without me to get his.
I gotta that morning.
I'm pretty sure we told the story on here
it
before.
dropped the day that refund checks dropped.
It did,
That's what I paid my
yes.
shit
And
for.
Ian went
I was
early.
like, ugh.
I was like, bro, let's go together. Ian, I had the money anyway. I don't know if Ian had the money or not.
I didn't.
But I had the money anyway
not-
because I've been saving for
That
it.
was
I was
the
like,
refund
bro,
check
let's
asked
go.
for, bro.
I was like, well, he was like, bet, we'll go together. This nigga went, got the fucking PS4.
Oh, bro, no, because I was.
I had to drive myself.
You know what? I think
Bro,
I
when I
remember
got
telling
the
this story.
last PS4, dog.
That's
I got the
and
last
and
PS4.
That is why, because I think you were at work, and I was like, yo, I'm hearing people saying that these shits are sold out
Nah,
everywhere.
bro, fuck that shit, nigga.
So I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to. And I told you, I said I was gonna go to GameStop to see if they got any. And they did. I was like, they got mad at him. I'm like,
oh,
shit.
bet.
I'm
Now they
like,
got mad. It sounds like we can wait till later, nigga. I come on, this nigga updating the system. Hey, what you on, bro? Oh, my shit updated. I was like, nigga, what?
You know, we had that bad internet. That shit took a day.
I
to
rushed,
update.
bro. When I said I had to rush to GameStop, and I got the last PlayStation.
That's why I was like,
speed
bruh.
limits down there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. One of us was gonna be real mad if we got
Exactly,
there and it was one
Oh,
PlayStation
only one
left.
PlayStation. Fuck.
That was gonna be the house PlayStation. Nigga. That's our PlayStation.
Yo, put
We
your-
put-
put
we-
both accounts
We
on it.
both put 200 in that bitch and we buying this shit, nigga.
Playing
Fuck
Destiny
it.
one at a time.
One at a time, bro. I remember how you did that mission. I'm gonna do this one and the next one, and then you gonna copy what I did. Nah, nigga, we was gonna make that shit work, bro, one way or another.
Fucking weak, yo. Like,
But nah, bro. Yeah. Anyways, Ian did tell me like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting that credit card, and he didn't get the credit card. And obviously, eventually, I ended up in credit card debt that I had to wallow my way out
man,
of.
I wish
And,
I'd known.
and Ian don't never say it, but in my head, I know he was like,
I wish I would've
told this nigga not to do
known.
this shit. Told that nigga not to. I know. Listen, I know he be telling Crystal like,
That interest
told that
like-
nigga.
that
That nigga
interest was
complaining
like
now, and I told
20%.
that nigga not to do that shit. I know. And I remember that day because I remember Ian be like, yeah, my dad told me not to do da 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 da. And I was like, man, fuck that, bro. Fuck that, nigga. Let's grow up. Fuck what he talk about being responsible, nigga. Grow up and do and get a goddamn credit card, man. He try to be responsible. He an adult, bro. You know what I'm saying? They all gonna tell us not to have fun. What you mean?
my folks
What
said
parent
too.
wouldn't be like, hey, don't take the free $1,000. Hey, it's gonna cost you. I know it's gonna cost me, but I'm 22. I want the free.
I have nothing to regret yet, so I might as well just get
I'm saying, let a nigga get some debt up in here. These student loans already gonna fuck me anyway. Might as well fuck myself a little
Right,
bit.
dead ass. They gonna be knocking
Might
like
as well fuck myself first.
It's been 12
What-
months.
The student loan niggas be calling, you know this is gonna affect your credit. Nigga, how much worse? I already affected it, nigga. Fuck y'all. What y'all gonna do? You gonna drop me 10 points? All right, nigga. I
At
can't
this
get a loan
point,
anywhere anyway.
It's just a bill at this point.
Threatening me. Nigga trying to threaten me with credit scores. Nah, I already fucked that up in college. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Ian tried to tell me, bro, and I ain't listen to shit.
I watched my parents struggle with fucking credit, so I ain't want to end
the
up
same
like
shit.
that. So I was like, let me listen to my dad this time.
Yeah, he did, bro. I will never forget that shit, bro.
I didn't get my first credit card till after school.
Yeah. I think I remember when you got it. Actually,
only to build my credit so I can,
get the car and shit like that too. Yeah.
Well, and that was even after the car because
it was that. Yeah. I remember that shit.
My credit was traveling. I need to build this shit because in case I do want to do something else.
Right. Eventually, I'm gonna need the credit.
Yeah. So.
And honestly, bro, one thing I will say, y'all got good credit. It does work out for these traveling jobs better because if you have good credit, then you can go get a credit card that you just use for travel, like business travel expenses, and then you can pay for your own flights, you can pay for your own stuff, get the rewards and all that kind of stuff, and then get reimbursed, which is what I know a lot of my coworkers do. Which again, people don't tell you this game when you grow. And my parents, here's my thing too. My parents struggle with credit card debt.
Travel expense.
My parents struggled with all of that shit.
They're building their credit for free.
And I had no yes. Yeah, literally.
Damn.
No. So let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that I probably shouldn't tell you. I know somebody that I used to work with. He told me when he started working at that specific company, he got a credit card. I think he said his limit was like $1,500, something on it, right? Like something like $1,500. And because he was like, I guess he might have been out of school for not too long. He had like a little bit of, he had some decent credit. Like he was okay, but he was still young, right? And he was like, I'm getting this credit. Once his company, I think he said he got that card once his company started sending him places. So he was using cash, his own, debit card, paying for stuff, and then the company would reimburse him when he got back. And he was like, that's cool, but man, there gotta be a better way to do this. So he said somebody else told me, listen, get a credit card. Get a credit card,
pay for gas or whatever.
Use it for whatever you can afford that you're gonna get reimbursed. When you get reimbursed, pay it off. But he's like, you gotta be disciplined, pay it off. But this person is a very disciplined person. Very disciplined person. So he did the right thing. Me, I'm probably wilding out if I spend $400 and you give me a $400 check back. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, I did need to pay some. Right. I'd have to make myself. So, and I mean, trust me, everything I've been through over the last, at this point, I guess like a year or so. Trust. Now I would give me that 400. Here you go. Here you go. Discover. Like, you get that's your 400. My bad. Excuse me. But
take it
in my like it. Yeah, but like 24-year-old Derek, he's wilding with that extra. That's an extra 400 in my head. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's not. No, that's not. That's the 400 you just spent. But he did that. I think he told me that credit card that he uses. He said he only uses it for work travel expense. I think he said that's something that like a $12,000 or $15,000 credit line now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So this is
John. I just talked about this.
Who? You and John?
Yeah, like something similar to like a line of credit,
yes,
that type of thing. Yeah, and I was like, I'm probably gonna look into this very soon.
So
mostly for like paying off certain student loans and stuff like that. Just kind of do it like that. Yeah, basically, because Sally Mae's about to come through in a year, and I'm not trying to talk to her like that. So,
really,
bro, Sally Mae talking to Crystal right now, bro. That shit is not looking good.
She's looking like, hey man, it's June. I'm like,
800. Oh yeah, y'all forgot y'all make big boy money and y'all married. Oh, y'all about to get fucked. Sally like, oh, you make what together? Oh yeah, we need that.
They looking at the.
Oh, we need that.
Yeah, they did ask.
I told you. My old coworker. He was married. He was talking about paying off his wife's student loans. He was pissed. He was like, yo. He's like. These guys are older, right? So they're gonna say some things that are wow. But he was like, she ain't going nowhere. He doesn't. I'm not saying he cheats or anything like that, right? But he said even if I did, where's she gonna go? He she did go to college. She has an advanced degree, but she chose to, they made the choice together to not do it. She wanted to stay at home with the kids, homeschool her kids. That's not a problem. But he's like, especially in today's world, don't nobody care about that degree you got 16 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. He probably would have to pay her a lot in support since I guess technically the court's going to spin it as she gave up on her dream instead of they made a mutual decision. Mm-hmm. But they're basically going to be like, she had a potential, to make this much money over these years and she didn't make it. So, there's going to be some sort of spousal support or whatever he'd have to do, whatever. But his point was just like, though, like I paid off her student loans. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, I think it was something like, I think it was over 100,000. That he paid. And they've been together a while, like 20-some years. Oh, okay. So it's been a while that he's making these big ass payments.
That sounds about right.
That's about Crystal right now.
Yeah.
100K.
That's a lot.
Crystal had 100.
Well, she went to grad school.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oof, that's
like
tough.
Med school or something too, or like
IT,
law.
So
Well, see, Ashley, Ashley in grad school, but she in like online. You know, I feel like
it was an online program too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At what school though?
Yeah, I guess that might
school
determine.
was. But that's not what got her up there. It's really the school that she came from, Stony Brook.
Oh, she went to Stony Brook.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Ain't that private?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
private. That's all you have to say.
I was like, Stony Brook private. Yeah, that's why I couldn't just shoot.
Like Emory type stuff. Like
Yeah, it's up there with Emory.
Yeah, Emory and what's Mercer, those kind of schools.
Mercer, yeah, Tucker.
That's tough.
Yeah. So
But yeah.
it was a tough school, so she wanted to go there. So
Anyways,
But yeah.
you got to pay to play. I guess.
people learned a lot more about us than I think they ever intended
ever needed to know.
Told them how Ian.
So we got student loans.
Yeah, talk a lot
Told about our student loans. We talked about the girls' student loans. Talk about how Ian tried to save me from credit card debt. I ain't listen. And it's like,
Bruh, y'all learn a lot.
Enjoy it. Ian, like, I tried to tell that nigga he won't listen. It's crazy too, because I hate when like you like when you can look back at a moment and be like, damn. So literally the whole time. I mean, once I finished dealing with the credit card debt, I was like, okay, cool. But the whole time I was in it, I was like, bro, this nigga, I can't even talk to this nigga Ian about the shit because he gonna be like, nah.
He'll be like,
what am I telling the nigga? What am I complaining about? Like, nigga, like, no, I told you not to do this
6 months
shit.
ago not to do it.
I told you not to do this shit. What is wrong? No, bro. Like,
The
no.
PS4 is nice. However,
He was looking at me like, no, nigga, told you. Like, and I don't even remember what I used the GameStop card on.
What do you even use it for?
I don't remember what I used the GameStop card on, bro.
Controller or some shit. I don't know.
I bought some. I bought some games. I know I bought some controllers. I really don't remember. I don't remember. It was like, I think it was like $550. I don't know when I got to $550 because I didn't buy the PS4 with it. Yeah. So I really don't remember what I ended up doing. I don't remember. I think,
bro, just the interest on those.
Insane. I did use it to buy a couple of special edition games. Like when I bought Destiny, and I think I bought a special edition of FIFA that same year too. So I did buy a couple special editions. So that a couple $100 a piece there, right? You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember how it racked up. And GameStop was one of those credit cards you can only use at GameStop. So whatever it was, I did spend at GameStop, but I just don't remember. Yeah, but I wouldn't worry about it. I'd go in there, I'd buy old games, I'd buy new games. I was just going in there. I was going in there, I'd buy PlayStation gift cards to put on my account. Like,
it might be okay for the used games. Just because, I mean, especially some of, like a lot of those games, they'll just fall, like the sports games or whatever. Like, they'll, like, fall in price hella quick, especially if it's 6 months.
Yeah.
You're like, like, I like how we talked about a while back. Like, I kind of, like, NBA Live is okay for, like, $6.
Oh yeah,
it's real cool.
Oh well, see, they give out 2K every year now. I think that's a yearly thing because I have 2K17 and 2K18. Really? They gave them out, so I assume 2K19 is gonna come out here for free in another month or two. Yeah. And then
in September they usually drop it.
Yeah, so you normally get it like right before the new one comes out. They're like, play the old one and
drop it.
Get into the, but in my head, I'm like, this might work for some niggas, but. Look, I'm playing 2K18 comfortable in here. I love this shit. I'm enjoying the fuck out of myself.
Roster update? Okay, keep going.
I'm enjoying my. I'm like,
much has changed.
Yeah, so. I'm like, what's the problem? You know,
you got the because of who's on the cover. I mean, okay.
Yeah. I'm like,
collection.
If you gonna give me the last year version for free, because I mean, you remember when we were growing up, like the year version before was probably still gonna be around like $30.
Yeah.
Even while the new one was out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd have to be like 2 years before for you to get the, for you to get that real drop down to like $20. What's so funny? This nigga Ian's
just nigga right. John said about the name, bro.
Oh, like what it's supposed to mean?
It's supposed to.
yeah, it's actually really cool.
It's supposed to mean the God, a savior.
Yeah, I don't.
God, a savior.
A little short-sighted with that name. That's like.
Oh. Praise the Lord, man, for that name.
Oh, nah.
Praise the Lord for that name, bro.
It's a bit much.
Oh, praise the Lord. You gonna turn down my application? I'm the God and Savior, my nigga. Like, you gonna turn down me? Oh, man.
I like how everyone's reactions are a little different.
Congratulations to God and Savior. That nigga out there, man. You did it.
I really wish he could, like. You
did it, man.
Y'all can keep that.
That ain't mine.
Y'all can do something else with that.
Man.
Hey, all right, bro. All right, let's.
Yeah, we go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, we do have the
sign
document
off?
still. You want to sign up?
No, I don't even know where we're at. Where we at on time?
Actually,
146.
We have so much other shit to talk about.
yeah, bro.
I don't give a fuck, bro. We can put out a log episode. I don't know, whatever.
I'll still listen, so.
Or don't. I don't care. I don't care. I don't actually care. Listen or don't. Complain about the length or don't.
I mean,
Listen,
we did
whatever.
kind of go through. Nah, sweet. Well, let me
Cut it off. That whatever.
I mean, we did quick facts. We did technically speaking.
We sort of did. We can go back to quick facts real quick because I didn't see this one earlier, but I did see that.
we did
Netflix
talk
talked
about
about it as well.
Okay.
I guess Disney is talking about it too. The whole Georgia abortion ban, if it goes through, they're talking about not wanting to.
Oh, I forgot about I put that.
They're talking about not wanting to be in. Yeah, you did.
I mean, I guess.
But yeah, they seem to be
protesting.
taking that pretty seriously, which is good.
I did not expect them to be protesting.
That's a. I mean, these.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know who. If anyone's listening that doesn't know this, somehow you're just your heads. I don't know. You're like heads under the sand or whatever. So basically, they're passing the heartbeat bill down here in Georgia, and other states are following suit. Alabama and I think Missouri and some other states following suit with their type of anti-abortion bills. So and it's a big deal. It pretty much. I mean, I'm not gonna preach to the choir or anything. It's just a lot of like Atlanta as a whole, it's no Hollywood in general, but for what movies do come here, like the bulk of like the past 5 years of the MCU movies,
the tax credit or whatever.
film exactly. They film here, some other movies film here, like other stuff like Baby Driver, they film like downtown and stuff like that. So a lot of those places are like saying, we don't see eye to eye to your pretty much your terrible viewing of how women should treat their bodies as far as choice. Yeah. So, they're looking to pull out, and that's a good deal of money as far as like entertainment in the industry here in in Atlanta and just Georgia in general. So it's, I mean, I can't really disagree with them because
it sucks.
But it's terrible.
I get it. I get why they're doing it. And I'm actually surprised. I didn't expect them to.
Why not?
I mean,
here's the thing. It's not even about being on a social standing.
It's not.
Who gives a fuck about that? The people they work. Hollywood is very liberal, or they want to seem very liberal.
Yeah,
you want to keep seeming that way. You can't be a woman openly recording and everything in Netflix and all this kind of stuff in Georgia, where people actually have to stay here and live here are being mistreated while you get to run back to liberal California to get whatever you want done. You know what I mean? So people are going, well, I'm not going to go there if I know the women there aren't going to be protected and their voices aren't being heard. So I don't want to be there. And if your talent doesn't want to be there, guess who doesn't want to be there? These studios. Netflix. These people are going to go, I don't want to be there either.
It trickles back.
Yeah. And trust me, once Georgia sees that money about to go, this is going to switch. And that's why I think New York is going to be next to get marijuana legalized. And I think Atlanta already got medical, right?
Medical.
And I think that...
is it just Atlanta or is it Georgia as a whole?
So I know for a fact in Atlanta it's decriminalized.
It is.
Yes. So in Atlanta, the Atlanta city limits, it is decriminalized. You can have up to an ounce and you will only get a $75 fine.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if they made medical marijuana legal for the whole state or what. I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be at least Atlanta for right now.
Right.
Because, it's kind of like,
let's move to Atlanta, dog. We just need look, Corey needs to work down there anyway. Don't you work kind of in the city?
I used to. I work in Duluth now.
Oh, yeah, you do work out here now.
I did before. It was off of...
Shit, I work in Norcross, but fuck it, bro. Let's all go live in Atlanta, bro. We can...
It was off West Peachtree I used to work, so...
Yeah, bro, fuck that shit, bro. We can get a little condo in Atlanta, bro, and make it work. Get Corey out here to move in. He need to be in the city anyway. He an actor.
True. I don't even know who Corey is, but
you've met Corey. You know
have I?
My fraternity brother Corey, a little short.
If when I see him, I'll probably be like, oh yeah.
I'm saying Corey like you knew Corey. In my head, you'd met him before.
I probably have, but it's just been a while. I'm pretty good with like faces and stuff. But you're familiar. Put it to an event. But yeah, overall, I think we all agree. It will suck if they pull out. It's a lot of money, a lot of talent, a lot of big things that will go. But at the same time,
a lot of business.
A lot. for these people in charge, governing all that, to make these decisions, they kind of have to pay some sort of a price, and they may not see it as one because they might be like, oh, we're trying to, look out for everyone else in rural Georgia and, this and the other, which I'm sure.
What are you looking out for? If you don't want an abortion, don't get one.
Fetus.
Who cares? Since you don't go. It literally affects nobody. I don't understand.
I mean, they're generally just sexist.
It's pretty.
Put it all out there. So, but yeah, it's. Hey, if it happens. And they do it. It is what it is. It's gonna suck, but
you're just super Christians.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But anyway, I'm not gonna get too political on it.
Yeah,
right now.
but yeah.
Right
so
now, at least, right?
Georgia better get his shit together.
Right, they wilding over there.
They are wild.
Georgia needs to get its shit together so that we can keep these revenues here. A lot of companies and a lot of people are recording shit here in Georgia as a whole, and you're gonna look really crazy if you lose all that revenue that this state is getting from it.
Yep. Can't keep riding that. Oh, we had the Olympics in '96. How you keep?
No one cares.
You cannot.
No one cares.
You cannot keep doing that.
Yeah, we see the stadium that they played tennis in over by where we live. And that one.
Did they tear it down? Or
yes,
no?
It's gone now.
It's gone.
Yeah, now it's gone.
They tore it down.
But our whole high school, like our whole childhood, it was there.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, it was never anything. I mean, since I was here, I wasn't here in '96, but
people,
yeah.
Well, I've been in that stadium one time for Memorial Weekend. They held the parade there.
Oh, really?
There was one person some years back. Oh man, it's been a minute. I think we were like.
Nigga ain't been here a long time, bro. I
mean, I have too.
Atlanta a long time. They got ATL in, bro.
I say that.
Nah, I know that.
I me too, bro. It's sad. I've been here a long time too.
You could be ATL, nigga. I ain't going.
You ATL, it's okay, dog.
Wait, you not trying to?
Hell no, I ain't claiming this fucking.
Oh yeah, I can see you.
Bro, you're ATL, dog.
I will claim Los Angeles.
I mean, technically,
I'm for sure claiming Los Angeles. Give a nigga
like,
5
I've been
seconds.
here since day one, bro. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, but nah, like, yeah. So.
Okay, and there was something you wanted to talk about with E3 and the schedule and stuff. I was confused on what you guys were saying. Oh shit! You guys were saying something last night.
Shout out to Lids
For sure.
Look at that one. I was gonna freak out like, oh no.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, what were you guys saying? I kind of saw it late, but you guys were saying something last night about.
Oh, I was just saying we need to talk about it because at least the schedule. Because, like, this episode will probably go.
Oh, this episode will go up before it.
Because at least the stuff starts next weekend.
We can for sure talk about it. So who's going first? Microsoft is going first on Sunday, June 9th.
The time.
I guess that's.
What is the time for? I thought I had the date.
I guess that's okay.
Nah.
I guess it's.
I mean, I don't really
4
mind
p.m.
It's at 4 p.m. Yeah. It's at 4 p.m. Microsoft is going first at 4 p.m. on that Sunday.
Yeah, these times
and
are
then
Eastern.
Bethesda, these are Eastern time. Sorry, and then Bethesda is going at 8:30 Eastern that night.
Mm-hmm.
Devolver Digital,
the Devolver show.
I don't care about, but sure,
it's just entertaining.
Oh,
it's just entertaining.
Sort of. Yeah, they're going at 10 p.m. June 10th. That's that Monday. PC gaming show again could really kind of care less.
No one watches it. PC nerds are gonna get mad because Epic Games Store. That's really it.
Yeah. They hate it.
Yeah,
all right. Well, that's unfortunate, I guess.
Congrats.
Sorry, I don't know. Yeah. Ubisoft is where I will tune back in. That's gonna be 4 on that Monday.
Yep.
Square Enix.
I'll
be at work too, but I'm gonna try to finesse it. We'll see. There's only 2 other employees at my job, bro. I gotta be able to finesse this. If I can't finesse only having 2 other employees at my job,
just keep it on like the laptop screen, small.
I keep it on my phone or something like that, man.
Have it on laptop. I used to do that. But then I
do get a laptop and a desktop. The laptop's for supposedly, it's supposed to be for travel, but
suppose.
Shit, why not throw up a little video? I don't know.
They let you get it. Why not? You're using it.
And I got my JBL, my in-ear headphones that are little, sort of inconspicuous, sort of like stealthy.
I have some bright red ass earphones.
Oh yeah,
you plugged in.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm like, hey man, I'm listening to lo-fi hip hop mix. Hey, that helps you get through the day.
It'd be like that.
But then the stream is on another tab. But yeah,
true.
You'd be like, switch. But yeah, Square Enix. Yeah, they're taking a Sony spot. They're usually at 9 on Monday.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking forward
I feel
to
like
it.
they shouldn't be there.
Well, okay, so
I feel like they don't deserve it.
well, for what they are saying they're gonna show, they confirmed the Avengers is gonna be there.
Avengers. That's true. Okay, they do deserve it.
Oh, yes.
Avengers are big enough for that slot.
Yes, it is. So I'm like, okay. Because at first I
We're
was
sliding.
like, I
Forgot
thought
about
about
it.
last year, and last year was basically a slideshow stuff.
Yeah, I was like,
That,
that's what
like,
I was thinking about.
They showed the
Hey,
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts
Hearts
trailer.
still coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah,
show
all right.
like 4 Kingdom Hearts trailers.
Unfortunately,
throughout
yes.
the week. Yeah, they're probably gonna show Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
DLC.
Good thing I'm not invited to E3. I might fight somebody if they showed
Just don't walk
DLC.
in there. Just
Rub my face.
Just don't,
Square
just
it
don't
in.
walk
Yeah,
in
bro.
there.
Somebody come step out here and give me 5 minutes. What the fuck they talking about with some?
But yeah, main highlight Avengers Project. They're probably gonna show it. I don't.
Aw.
What else are they gonna show? I feel like they're gonna show something else there. Oh yeah, that's right. Why? See, that's crazy. They're gonna show the Final Fantasy VII remake stuff. They're gonna do that. I've never
yeah.
played it, so I'm not really.
I just don't care.
Whatever. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Square
mean,
Enix.
I don't have any installed.
Oh well, hold on. We got a little bit of a list here, and then Nintendo Direct.
That's
It's going to be on Tuesday at noon.
At noon.
So everybody's going to take a lunch at noon. Try to watch Nintendo Direct.
Yep. I'd be like,
I'm
hey,
gonna
happened
miss.
last time.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I am going to miss like me having this like midday free time because I was working mornings and nights basically. So I was basically working the night and having the whole day kind of free. So
that
I
does
was like
feel good.
freely
You
working.
just be like,
What do I do? It's like the sun's out. Yeah, bro, literally. Yo,
Go
so
to
it's
the
like
gym.
it's like you're broke, but you're trying to make the best out of it. So literally, I'm like, I guess it's not that bad. Like, because literally, y'all would be like, oh, hey, this stream is going on right now, and I'd be like, guess I'll watch that. Wasn't doing shit
Yes.
else. Like,
Yes, I was
don't got work till 7.
I
Like,
was watching everything. when
I,
I was working
literally
nights.
everything, bro.
I wake up, be like, all right, just gonna watch this, whatever. Watching my Netflix.
I remember when I started watching, actually watching E3 when Derek told me about it. I was able to catch everything, the whole thing from start to finish,
Bruh.
over the summer.
Yeah.
When we didn't have shit going on anyway.
Man, yeah. Never
Yeah,
never
exactly.
forget
Now-
that
So I gotta
2013.
take time away from Destiny to watch the stream. I
Yeah,
guess.
bro.
Right.
Now you gotta.
Now it's kind of like, I mean, you can kind of cherry pick what you want to watch.
Yeah, it's easier to cherry pick what you want to
Because
watch for sure, because not on like
Half of them
G4.
are like, yeah, like EA's, they have their own thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do they call it? EA Play. I mean, no
EA
one,
Play.
I mean, sure. Well, okay, no,
But
actually,
you also don't have
they're
to
gonna-
do the like.
they're gonna
Since
have
it's
the
so
Jedi
laid
game.
out.
They're
Oh,
gonna
that's
Fallen
true
Order.
too.
So I
true,
for
too.
once in my life, I'm gonna be like, when is the EA thing?
I just need that.
I don't.
I don't want to say. And don't talk about shit else. Don't ruin it
Hold
with
on,
whatever
hold on.
else you're
Let
gonna
me-
talk about.
me
Just
check it.
show Fallen Order.
That's gonna be first. Like they put out on schedule. That's like the first thing they show, and it's like, cool. I don't have to watch anything else.
Good.
Excellent.
I don't want to see shit else. Actually,
Big
I'm gonna
facts.
listen to FIFA, see if they make any changes, which I know they won't.
Talk about
And
Journey
More
and
microtransactions.
yeah.
more.
Do you,
I heard you
want
wanted
to
more
fund the rest of
microtransactions.
these games that are amazing and have no microtransactions?
We've made
Buy more of these microtransactions. We're gonna fuck you all over in this one game, so that we're not fucking you over in all these other games.
Fallen
But
Order.
only the few of you that play FIFA are gonna care.
Built on the back of the FIFA slaves.
The FIFA community that's slaving away for sure. What are these games are going to be on here? Okay, so
Artificial
Anthem, they're showing Anthem, so I'm assuming
that
there's
game-
going to be some big
Bro, that
overhauls
game-
and
Bro, that game is fucking
DLCs.
dead, bro. That game is done.
Apex
I heard.
Legends.
I might catch. Nah, not really. I'll catch the Cliff Notes for Apex.
So here's the thing.
I just haven't.
I got
haven't
an
played
option.
it.
I got two options. As I start working again, I don't know what my travel schedule is necessarily going to be yet. But as I start working, I'm assuming travel is going to start slow because I don't think I think they want to make sure that I'm pretty confident on the machine
Before you send your
before they start sending me off because they don't want to have to send two of us everywhere. So they might do it once or twice to depending on where it's going. Like I think that's why I said like this first trip might be to LA, but maybe not. Actually, I don't even know if it's LA. First trip might be to California, but maybe not because that's an expensive trip. Because then you go to LA. Because even she said it. She was like, if y'all go, we got to get 2 rooms. We got to get 2 plane tickets. Y'all can share like a car while you're out there or whatever. But she was just like, it's a lot if we send you both to LA. So both like she's like, you're not just gonna be traveling with him off rip because right now it'd be a lot of money spent. And for jobs that don't really need 2 people. So chances are it's probably going to be stuff that's more close to this area that they'll try to hold me off to go to with him first. That's probably what'll happen. So the 2 things that are going on is either so as I start working and make more money, I do want to bump my internet back up, and I do need a better router, right? Because this router is terrible. Oh my god, it just goes out at like random ass time. I need to get the Google router. I've been saying I was gonna get it. I was supposed to get it from this one chick
Oh, the Wi-Fi.
off. Yeah.
Wi-Fi, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
He fuck with it.
Yeah, like you've had it for a while.
Yes.
And Ian's liked it the whole time. He's never said anything bad about it. So
the day when I saw the shit fucking spike up the speeds, I was like, this is fucking crazy how we didn't do this before.
yeah, I need that shit. Man.
I've been asleep the whole time.
I need a main one, and then I need an extender down there. And can you do the extenders have Ethernet to them?
What do you mean? Oh, yes.
Oh, perfect.
Should.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they do.
I just need one and the extender. Put one down here by
They
the.
each have a Ethernet.
I should probably
cable.
get that for that next place because I got the stupid long ass cable going from the middle.
So do you see that dumbass blue cable out there?
That's my situation.
Yeah, it looks
Like,
stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It
have,
looks dumb. It
I have
sucks.
like a-
My dog keeps fucking it up. Like, yeah,
yeah.
I hate it. But that is, yeah. But anyways, yeah. So like, I want to do that. But so anyways, talking about the games, I either want to hop into Apex Legends, or free next month is the Handsome Jack collection.
All right, so one.
Handsome Jack.
So I have two things to say. One, just play the Handsome Jack collection. That's it. Like, there's no two. Just
Actually,
that's it. Like, that's really
It's
it.
just-
So
No,
two things. Here's one.
It's free now, right?
Like, huh?
It should be free today.
Is
No,
it
no,
today?
it might not be today.
You know, they sometimes do like
sometimes
a-
it's weird.
few
Sometimes,
days in a
sometimes the next month's games will come out like 2 days early in the month before, and
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be like 3 days late in the
They
month.
don't make
like,
us wait because they know they're like, oh, we
It's
got
fire.
Borderlands for them.
It might be today, it might not, I really don't
3
know.
days. If it is today, as soon as I go home and download it.
Download it for
'Cause
sure.
I haven't played since
Absolutely.
college on the 360.
Y'all better run me through that shit.
Oh yeah, man. It's like one of the, it's literally like
And don't leave me like y'all did me in Destiny.
Well, they actually like Borderlands, so they're not
oh
gonna
no,
leave
I
you.
won't.
won't-
Honestly,
that's-
I'll probably choose a character I've never played because it'll feel new. Because
Yeah.
well, there's like 6 classes now. There was like 4 main ones and they did 2 DLC ones. And I played one of the DLC. The second one I was playing other stuff, so I didn't play them.
Kind of falling out of Destiny, so I'm ready to get into something.
Yeah, y'all.
That's a
definitely-
discussion for another
y'all
day. I was gonna
definitely
ask you
like
about
this.
that, but
Yeah.
that's a discussion for another day. But anyways, yeah, I said that because Apex does look a lot of fun, but I do think I do want to get into Borderlands 3, which is also the next game. So I
Yes.
need to get back
That's
into.
gonna
I need to
be the
get.
game.
I've only, like I said, I only played Borderlands at like for that brief time that we
Yeah,
played it.
yeah.
So I do want to play it again. So we'll see. I don't know what this game is. Control. What's Control?
Oh, that's by what was? Okay, so you know the dudes that made like the OG Max Payne. Max Payne.
really?
They did what's the other thing they made? They made something. Why am I forgetting? They made this game on 360.
Alan
called
Wake, yeah,
They're
yeah.
mostly known
And
for
Quantum
they're mostly
Break,
known,
okay.
Yeah, they're mostly known for like Xbox stuff. There's another game. They
Yeah,
did.
so it turns out the
I'm
secret
drawing
project
a
from
blank
Remedy
like
is known as
crazy.
P7 is actually a new game called Control. Showing it on the PlayStation. I
looks
don't
pretty
even, I don't
cool,
even
honestly.
remember Control, to be honest.
They're kind of being low key about it. But
Well, they said they showed it last year at E3, and I don't remember this shit at
They
all.
showed it at. They showed it. Funny enough, they showed it at Microsoft's thing because I was like, "Oh."
They said they
what
showed
is
it at
this?
PlayStation.
Did they show it? Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
They
they
said shown during PlayStation's E3
You're right,
2018 conference.
Yeah, because it was the first.
I just don't remember it at all.
Because Sony's thing was like, let's watch someone play a flute for 10 minutes, and then I don't know. Sony thing was kind of a mess, but no, yeah. So that game is like it kind of looks like Quantum Break a little bit, but as you play it, it's like this chick, and it's like she can do like floaty like time manipulation.
yes, I
gravity
remember
stuff.
that one. I remember that
yeah,
one.
Those
Oh yeah, okay.
can
their
the
games are like,
environment with
you
her
know what,
hands,
Remedy is
whatever.
kind of like how Insomniac was before they kind of popped off with Spider-Man. Like they had an alliance more so of Microsoft, but they can make games wherever, and
Right.
they made like these not super popular single player games, but you know they have their audience,
Right.
and they're kind of do it.
Yeah, I
they're
remember
kinda like that.
Alan Wake was a.
Yeah, they did Alan Wake.
Alan Wake was a
There's
was a
another
was a
game
big
they
thing when it
did.
came out, and Quantum Break was a big thing when it came out for sure. The Max Payne,
Yeah.
Quantum Break was really big because Quantum Break wasn't that the one that had the TV show and shit with it too.
It did. It was interesting.
Yeah, no, it was stupid as fuck, but it had a big,
it was
a big
interesting.
release.
It was-
They're like, "Ooh, the TV show is gonna be like the video game." It was dumb. It was fucking dumb. It didn't work. That
didn't
gimmick
work.
ass bullshit ass game did not fucking work.
Yeah,
It didn't
it
sell
didn't.
any consoles.
It did not.
That shit was terrible.
Everything
Quantum
Microsoft
Break was
tried
bad.
did not.
It was bad. I don't want anybody to think that was good. It was bad. But that being said, it did garner a lot of attention. So hopefully they do a little better with
There
Control.
was an attempt. Control probably better.
Hopefully.
It honestly looks a lot better.
Yes.
It looks a lot better than what I've seen.
Cyberpunk. Excited to see more about Cyberpunk. I always like seeing that
Oh,
game. I'm
yes.
interested in
That
that game.
game,
Cyberpunk 2077.
It looks pretty.
Doom Eternal. That's Draws Jam.
Yes, That's like really just watch Bethesda for that, and that's it. Turn it off. Like that, like they're not gonna show Elder Scrolls 6.
That's all you care.
They're not gonna show what's the other
next
Skyrim 10,
Fallout.
They're not gonna. They probably
Fallout 89. Nobody try to see this shit.
Yo, that's the massive bullet with that one. They're probably gonna show some like
You might tease Fallout 4 maybe.
Fallout Our Bad Edition, like
Yeah. Fallout Whoops.
the Whoops expansion.
The Whoops expansion. Woo, really fucked that one up, DLC
boy.
pack.
Oh boy, they're probably gonna show something like that.
Bro,
Man, Our Bad
yo,
Edition.
imagine if they just gave out a free DLC, but it just turned Fallout 76 into like a real game, a single player game.
Yeah, they're
So
probably
it's
gonna do that. They're probably gonna do
whoops,
that.
so we really fucked that up. Here y'all
For
go.
the first time ever, play Fallout 76 single player.
Pull a,
I bet on.
pull a No Man's Sky.
I bet.
Nice.
That's probably,
I bet it is single player now, nigga.
Thanks for the game I asked for.
probably what's gonna happen.
Ain't nobody asked y'all for this bullshit.
Bruh.
Oh, hey, they dropped the ball. Bethesda dropped the ball.
Dead ass.
They don't do that often,
they
but
fucked
boy,
up-
did they drop the
They
ball.
fucked up. Like there's this video I saw. Like Cam showed it to me. He's on YouTube more than I am. But there's like a pretty much a video that kind of summarizes everything that led up to the release and how they Bro, they every possible thing they could fuck up with the game, for like promotion to the pre-order stuff to the game it dropped, and they fucked up everything. I was like, yo, I can't imagine. Like I've had my stumbles, and I can't imagine stumbling that bad in anything.
Right.
For like a long, like for like what? For like 6 months. So,
That's up there in the biggest letdowns.
yeah, like 6 months.
Right alongside Game of Thrones. Right
Bruh.
there.
Yo, so I don't know if y'all saw my Facebook post, but this year,
I did see
this year alone, okay, I've had to watch Game of Thrones. I had to play Kingdom Hearts. Lost Nipsey. These are all very serious things happening.
First half has been
This is some rough shit.
first half this year.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
It's some rough shit.
Yeah. Wait, didn't we lose Mac Miller this year too?
No, that was
that
last
was
year.
last year.
That was last year.
Late last year.
last year.
Was that late?
Or well,
No, I'm pretty sure it was like.
was it early?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a year.
Oh no, you're right. It was early. That's right.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure a year
It
just
was.
passed since he passed.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Yes, it was because I was in the middle of Jobson. Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Or no, I was starting a new job actually.
I mean,
Yeah,
I was.
it was about a year.
no. It couldn't have been that early in the year. I was living here already.
Summer?
No. It had to
We
be.
had recorded the podcast.
It was like October.
No,
Maybe
it was
episode of
fall because I.
It was fall. It was fall. 'Cause I remember I was here, and I remember that
He
night.
dropped an album.
I remember that night. I remember
he dropped an album
yes.
like in August or something like that.
No, the album had came out.
Or was it?
So maybe the album had came out a little earlier in the year is what I'm thinking of. Hold on. So let's see.
Takes
Albums.
it away from us. Let's Google.
No. We can Google. I'm Googling right now. I mean, my service acting
Yeah,
stupid, but I am Googling.
About to-
Doing my Googles. Yeah, I mean, nothing wants to pop up because T-Mobile with. So swimming came out.
Yeah, swimming. Yeah.
Do I have an actual date? Okay, so also swimming didn't come out in August.
Yeah, that's why I remember.
Why did I think it came out early in that year? I don't remember. Okay, so I thought it came out early in that year. It didn't. So Mac.
Because the album didn't really it came it came.
It's September. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I just moved in here not too long ago. I don't think I even had a couch yet. Is what it was. Yes, I literally just. Oh yeah. It was September 7th.
This was.
So I literally had just moved in here 3 days ago, and Ashley had literally called me that day, and she was like, "Oh, you must be sad." I'm like, what are you talking about? And I don't know. I think I just came home from work or something, so I didn't even know what was going on. Yeah, because I was still at my first job back then. I was like, "What do you mean? Like, why would I be sad? I'm living in my own place now. I'm just came home from work. Why would I be sad at all?" She's like, "Oh, Mac Miller died. Didn't it make you sad?" And I was like, "Nigga, what? You can't just say stuff like that to me out of the blue, like a nigga that impacted my life that much. You gotta relax." And like, yeah, and then it fucked me up. And then that whole night I was just here, just like smoking, listening to Mac Miller, and trying not to cry. And
Bro,
it didn't work out that well.
Just was so
Yeah.
It was so sudden. I just remember on Twitter as usual, and all of a sudden I see something from like Complex, like breaking Mac Miller, and I was like, no, that's
not reading that. Don't keep pushing.
no likes, no retweets.
Nope.
Just that's some fake news. That's
Yep.
basically what it was.
Nah.
I thought it was fake news, and I saw more, and I was like, yo, this is happening way too fast. What just happened? And then
it's real.
And then it's real.
Yeah,
So,
fuck my whole shit up, man.
Fly the Lace album dedicated song to him. Thank you, Malcolm.
Or nice. I need to listen to
Like,
that.
they have,
I need to listen to that album.
It's pretty. It's just long, but it's pretty good.
I need to listen to
I'm
that
still
album.
kind of
I
digesting it.
thought Schoolboy was gonna have like a, and maybe I need to listen to the album again because I didn't hear a song.
Oh,
like,
Crash Talk.
yeah, I didn't hear a song that he like dedicated to Mac. He kind of had like a couple references, but I don't remember him like
Yeah, I don't
dedicating
think he
anything.
dedicated.
And that's his man, like
I
his
know,
man,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
his. I guess
Yeah,
his
that
man, like he was
was
fucked. Like
Yeah, he was kinda
I was fucked up.
devastated. A lot of
I
people
know
were
he was
devastated.
like
Yeah, I
fucked
saw
up.
that.
Like he didn't even want to talk to
Devastated.
people. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You saw when he broke down talking
Charlemagne.
about the shit to Charlemagne? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw
like
that,
it was
yeah.
that's his guy. Like, no. So yeah. R.I.P. man. How did we even start talking about Mac Miller? Why y'all got me here, bro? You ain't have to bring me here. All right, man.
You've been going back and forth
We don't have
the whole time.
We don't have a docket. That's why there's no main topic. So niggas is just saying
No
shit.
main topic.
So I don't know how we went from E3 to Mac Miller. Anyways,
For real though.
Dying Light 2. Y'all care about that? No, y'all don't care about that.
Not really.
The Elder Scrolls Blades. Isn't that the mobile shit?
Yeah, no one cares about it.
Like nobody give a fuck about Elder
Oh,
Scrolls
boy.
Blades.
About to
What? Halo Infinite? You care?
I do actually.
But it's on PC, right?
It will
so
be.
you
so
can.
I definitely care.
Yeah.
Definitely
Not gonna waste my money on one of those boxes that y'all got.
They're doing a very good job. Very good job not having to care about the next Xbox. Well, I mean, I care for specs, but like buying one.
Oh yeah, no. Unless y'all got some fire,
No need. There's no need.
y'all better show some
Microsoft
crazy
doesn't
fire.
care about selling boxes. They care about selling software and services.
Yeah.
That's what they care
But then
about.
I think that's what they're gonna shift into and realize.
They
I
have
think they're
to.
going to shift. I think their next system is actually gonna be cheaper. Like Xbox, like PlayStation's coming in at $499 probably with that rumor we talked about last week.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft's gonna come in at $399.
That'll be interesting.
$399 or $349.
Kind of a flip of what happened without the
I think they're
terrible PR stuff or whatever.
well, there's that, but also I think this is gonna come in at $399, $349 because I think they're realizing
But they have
the
to-
box itself is a loss leader.
Well, the only thing I could think of is because they have the code name for that one's called the Anaconda is like the beefy one.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's gonna at least match what PS5 is doing, unless they're gonna do two versions.
I think they'll eventually
I don't
put
know if
out
they
a
should do
higher
two
tier.
versions.
I think they're gonna start out. I think they're gonna use it as a loss leader because I think they care more about getting you into their services,
Yeah,
getting you
into the ecosystem.
getting you locked into their services and how they work. And especially if they start matching this stuff together and you can hook it up with like Google Homes and shit. I mean, I don't know how much that's going to interact since you have like Stadia coming.
Yes,
That's,
I'm saying,
so I don't know how much Google's going to, but Google has always been pretty open.
Pretty open, yes.
Like they're
So
like, yeah, you can use us to listen to Google Music,
Yeah.
but hey, you can listen to YouTube, you can listen to Spotify if you want to. You can listen to this if you want. Like they're like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pandora or whatever. You can still link stuff with it. So I don't know. You know, I don't know how much, but I could see Microsoft really trying to kind of lean you into their services and use the box as the loss leader, right? It's like Gucci selling T-shirts. They're not making money on T-shirts.
Is Google gonna make an appearance or Stadia? No?
All the latest.
see 'em on here.
I saw them tweet something like, "Oh, well,
I thought
you guys,
they said they were going to be at E3.
That's what I thought at the
They never-
At the
Game
conference. I swear they said that.
No, they never said that. They pretty much just said like
They didn't say that.
They never said
speculated
that.
that.
They did tweet like from the Stadia tour. They said, "Oh, you have questions about this? Well, more will be revealed this summer." And I was like,
Yeah, and they said.
Oh, maybe they said this
so
summer.
we
And I
assumed-
think
Yeah,
we
I think
assumed
we
these
assumed-
Probably assumed that it was.
But
Maybe
now,
that's what
But
it
now
is.
I'm like, yo, E3
Y'all should
is
just
like
do it.
a week, so
And you haven't said anything. So
Yeah,
I
we
think
have the
can
schedules
find out.
and everything.
We have the schedules and everything, and nothing said anything
unless
about.
y'all just gonna randomly announce like a live stream. I mean, I don't know where you're gonna have the
Setup.
the setup. Yeah, like the stage presence. I don't know where you're gonna do that now, unless you have some place. In,
It's Google, man. I'm sure.
Yeah,
they could
I mean,
pull it
they
up on-
could.
pull it up on YouTube.
they probably do this
I
shit
mean,
at home,
they
nigga.
probably just crash and be like, "Hey, but guess what? We're having it this time. Catch it." And it's like,
That's how
okay.
PlayStation been doing it. It's just been like,
Yeah,
hey,
they've been smart
you
about
doing
it too. They've been kind of
Drop
like,
it.
Right.
Death Stranding is this year actually, and it's like, oh shit, and it's like, okay,
I didn't know Death Stranding was gonna be on the PS4.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
I thought it was gonna be on the PS5. Like I thought it was gonna be a next gen game.
I think it's gonna be. I think they're gonna do.
They're
They're
probably
just
gonna
gonna
do cross.
cross.
Kojima's
It's-
crazy. They're
it's
probably
Last
gonna
of
do
Us.
something.
It's Last of Us.
Yeah, I think
These
all
games
those
coming
are
out right now are Last of
Cause I
Us.
saw the graphic cap. I was like, damn, bro. Like,
Did
shit
y'all
got
see
it.
the little
Engine is
we didn't talk about this either. Did y'all see the little video that they had from they were like showing it to like investors. But like for some reason some guy ended up getting invited to it and he wasn't an investor like a CEO dude. So like so I guess because of like the crowd that Like it wasn't gamers that were really supposed to be there. He somehow ended up there.
The tech demo thing.
Yeah. And so he ended up there, but he's like, these aren't gamers. They're not. These are like old guys who were like, we want to see technology improvements, so we keep giving you money. We're not going to post this on Twitter. Like they don't even know how Twitter works. You know, they don't care. Right. They're not like, ooh, look at this, right? You know what I mean? So he pulls up. So the guy, so they're not. They're in there, and they're not like regulating phones or anything. Mm-hmm. So literally he just got to go in there and take the video, and apparently I guess like Sony or whoever, they can't like make him take it. I thought it would be gone by now. They can't make him take it down because they were like, he wasn't even supposed to be. How did he get in there? He wasn't supposed to be there. So now they have to leave it up. Which I mean, it's not a problem because it looks good. That,
like I don't know who this person is or how they got in. If they just somehow just got the hookup and they avoided all the NDA stuff, so technically
no. But they were saying he was like legitimately allowed in. There just was no NDA because the typical people that are in those rooms aren't people that need NDAs for this shit. That's true. They don't care. They don't even know enough to like go home and tell like their grandkids about what's coming. Because they don't know, like I don't know that kids care about this shit. They're just like, oh, it's moving slow here, it's moving faster here.
Well,
cool.
If it's that same event we're talking about, there wasn't just investors there. There was people like what's his name, Jason Schreier from Kotaku. They had like actual like.
No, I know they had some people, but it's some people that knew that already kind of knew better. They said this guy, he was like kind of an off the cuff guy. Like he wasn't like he really wasn't. Like the Kotaku guys, it's stuff they know, and that they'll probably eventually put in an article later when PlayStation like. But it's like people. I don't have to bring you in here with an NDA because you know better. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're from like this big reputable paper. You're not or this like big reputable site.
I think they were the ones that broke it initially. Wired.
Yeah, because the guy submitted it to him. Yeah. But the guy was just like, he's a reporter, but he's just a guy. He's like
freelancer. Probably.
He was like, fuck it. And he recorded and they can't take it down. But you see, like they're playing Spider-Man. It loads up on a PS4. Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for anybody who just maybe hasn't seen it, this is. Maybe it happened like a week ago, maybe now. But like basically, the video comes up and they're showing it on a PS4 first, right? And they're like,
PS4 Pro.
A PS4 Pro, yeah. Showing on a PS4 Pro, and you show it kind of like you show it load up. Yeah. Takes a okay amount of time, whatever. Just pretty typical for I guess PS4 right now, PS4 Pro, and then it shows it kind of like loading through like the city, right? And there's like little loading stops or whatever, and it's cool. But then, or it's going a little bit slow. Then they pull it up in the little screen. It's like next gen, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It loads up instantly. The world loads, and you're like, oh, okay, like Spider-Man's going to swing. First of all, in both of them, I didn't even know what I was watching at first. Like the city, I was like, what the fuck is this?
It was like
until I realized, oh, this is Spider-Man. And then I realized, I still haven't played this game. I need to play this game. I felt bad, but.
Bro, when I saw that shit, because I've sat through that loading screen.
Oh yeah, so you knew.
So I know the impact. Yeah, so when I saw that shit, nigga, I was like, bro.
Like, when that shit loaded up instantly on the next gen, it was like boom. But then when he went zipping through the world, bro, it looked like when you go crazy. Like if you ever paused the game and then went into the camera, like the replay settings or whatever, and just zoomed around, like one of those with the super fast camera lets you zoom around. That's what that looked like.
Yeah,
it was so quick. And they were really like the game was really moving.
It was seamless.
I was like, "This is insane."
My question:
that's a game changer.
That's wild.
You can expand the hard drive on a PS4, right? You can.
You can.
Yeah.
Are they not capable of?
You can actually take it out and
put a whole new one in.
Could you put a SSD in there?
I think you can.
I think you have to get the little adapter thing. There's like an adapter thing that goes over where the hard drive is, and you can put SSD in there.
An adapter, but yes, you can do that. I don't think there's not much benefit for this PS4.
Yeah, I don't know that it changes anything here.
Not so much.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it changes anything with this.
I think it speeds up the initial loading of the game.
Maybe
the game loads itself.
But as far as the seamlessness, that's probably a problem.
Not like this though. That's not like this. This is new technology level.
The processing and GPU.
Yeah, and this is such a difference. Yeah, there's more to it than just changing out your hard drive. It's got to be more to it than that. It's got to be something.
I mean, I think the main difference with it now, and I remember one of the older ones I wasn't on, I remember y'all kind of mentioned this. So, like, the main reason why they're kind of talking about this more so is because, like, you have to they make the games based on that hardware, like everything in it, because it's catered for. It's just one set thing shipped in hundreds of thousands, millions, right? And like so, with most open world games now, like they've gotten more beautiful. They found more elaborate ways to hide how things load. Like maybe you might be riding a ship and they're talking, like God of War, right?
God of War, you
like,
walk around
talking
the
like
infinite,
the mirror or
the
whatever, and they
forest.
have like the camera angles and they're talking, they're loading parts of the world, or they're like, when they open doors, they're loading part of that game, stuff like that. So like now, since every PS4, I don't know how big it's gonna be. We don't know the storage size yet, but every PS5, it's gonna have the solid state drive, which it's all magnetic, no moving, no platter, no disc moving in there. It's fast.
Right.
It's stupid fast. So they can now design games around that media. So they can say, I can make now they can make like a stupid like a super fast-paced open world game, and just have it load everything immediately. And you have it right there. And then, you can have your 4K, whatever you choose.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that, especially, Sony, they're pretty much, they're leaders, in my opinion, or one of the leaders of, the, AAA, big budget, open world games, and cinematic experiences. So for that, I know they're all working on their sequels, their new games. So when they finally start showing them, that's going to be huge. Like the Horizons 2s, the next.
That's
God
gonna be
of War.
insane.
Yeah,
When they show the next God of War, and y'all gotta understand, I'm gonna do a super late review eventually for God of War because I'm loving it now as I'm moving through it.
Oh, yeah,
but
like how far
the
are
next.
you?
Well, I just came back from the first realm. I went to.
Okay. Oh,
so yeah.
Okay.
I just went to the first realm. It's not a spoiler, right? I'm playing this game
really.
a year later, right? So I just went to
really.
Alfenheim.
I'm just trying.
Alfenheim, yeah.
Okay.
Is where I went.
Okay.
And so what I
one
like
of
about this
mines.
game is how they use.
That's dark enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
I really like what they did because they're really using all of like the Norse mythology stuff,
Yes, they are.
kind of together, pushing it all, and it's like it's really cool. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know like it was a thing for them. Like all the realms exist in the exact same space, just in different realities technically.
Yeah.
So they're literally on top of each other, which is how I like to think of like the multiverse of like people. Like everybody's like, oh, the multiverse is spread out. No, it's not. No, it's not. If there is a multiverse, it's all right here. We're all on top of each other, which is where like the butterfly effect comes from with like multiverses merging. That's what that is because we're all on top of each other. So at sometimes things converge completely by accident and happenstance. But whatever. That's a conversation we've had before.
It is, but I mean, I
Anyways.
don't mind talking about that game.
No, I don't want to talk about the Mandela effect. Not today, because
Oh well, not that. No.
I'll talk about that forever.
That's
but
a separate podcast episode. I guess.
yeah, but just with
yeah.
but I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool
Yeah, next gen's looking promising for
Next gen is
PS5.
looking promising.
for sure.
I want to see what Xbox does for their box. I'm not planning on getting it, but I do want to see what they're gonna do.
I want to see it for sure.
Yeah,
I think they should come in low.
Yeah, they probably should. Yeah,
In my opinion, that's just what I think.
Ventry. I just want to see new Halo. Because everything I have seen, heard them talk about so far, it sounds like okay, they're trying to like it took time. It's been like I haven't played Halo 5 because I just didn't have an Xbox One. It's not on PC, so whatever. I'll play it whenever.
Yeah.
But can't from everything I'm hearing about this Halo, it's sounding more like what I liked in like the original trilogy. So
Right.
I want to see what they're gonna do with it.
Right.
What else gonna show Microsoft's thing? They confirmed they're gonna have 14 first party games shown.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what they said.
14.
Whatever. Remember last year when they're like, it's all these a million studios are making
pretty
whatever,
much.
bro. Whatever. I want to see it. I want to see it, and I want to see the actual quality because if they're gonna go out 14 games, they're gonna be bullshit.
Well, no.
If it's gonna be Knack, if it's gonna be their version of Knack, I don't want to keep that. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think we're gonna. Well,
come on.
I'm not gonna say. I don't know.
No, we don't know. But when they say 14 games, 10 of them are gonna be some like kind of off
two
to
of them
the
will
side.
be Minecraft.
Two, yeah.
Well, we know what some of them are gonna be though. Like
One is gonna be a Skyrim remakes for your Apple Watch.
Oh no, there's some rumors. That's hilarious. But no,
they do like now like yo.
Swing the sword in real.
but no, there's. But no, there's.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, for real.
Well, no.
Hey, why is there not a Power Ranger game for niggas with Apple Watch? You know how crazy I would go if there was a thing where if I did some cool shit with my arm in a certain motion and the shit changed on my... Bruh, I'd be a Power Ranger every fucking day.
It's because Apple. That's why.
It's more time. Do. Boom. And then, I'd be wilding out.
That'd be kind of
I'm a fucking loser, dog.
out
Yo, all right, let's all right, anyways.
But now, like, real talk, like, I just want to see him do better. But now, like, I know 14 first, we'll believe it to see it. There's some rumors, and there's some idea, like, Ninja Theory's game is going to be there. They made Hellblade, they made, God, what did they make before? They made a few things. Well, they're going to have a multiplayer game. I know that. That's kind of sort of leaked. We know that.
The last time Microsoft told us they were going to show us all these amazing games that we were going to get, the best game to come out of it was Sunset Overdrive. And I'm not knocking the game. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying that was the best. That was their best offering.
They didn't do that game well now. And it's on PC, so whatever.
That was their best offering. Yeah. So I'm looking at them this time and going, 14 first-party games, and going, what the fuck does that mean? Like, especially when I know one of them for sure is Halo.
Yeah, one of them's Halo, one of them's Gears 5, one of them's gonna be a Ninja Theory game.
I forgot Gears 5 isn't even out yet.
Yeah, they've been real quiet. I mean, there's been leaks. It's coming out like
so. I know two of the games are Gears and Halo.
Yeah.
So we're at 12 games.
Yeah.
We're at 12. So let's talk about new. So out of 14, how many of them are even new IPs? That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to.
Well,
these are things that are interesting. Because if they're gonna give me an exclusive Plants vs Zombies, I don't want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying those are bad games. I'm not saying they're not fun. I'm not saying nobody can enjoy them. I'm saying
they don't generate hype.
You have to have a range of games that are going to get people excited. You need to figure out what that range is and figure it out, because Plants vs Zombies or whatever, that's not going to get your adult going. And Halo is cool, but it's on PC. That's not going to get a lot of people pushing if they don't have to. And you're going to have to make that available on Xbox One. That'll be like the third exclusive on Xbox One.
There's a lot of interesting rumors circulating from what I've heard, read. And this is one that's been going since last year, actually. Playground Games of dudes that been making Forza, and they bought them officially. There's no new Forza this year. There's no Forza this year. So the thing is...
Oh, no.
I know, right? Yeah. But I mean,
I wish they would stop making Gran Turismos every year. I don't, like, what do you... I don't need a new one every... I don't.
They low-key stopped, though, but
yeah, let's be glad.
Yeah. But now, like, the rumor is that they're making either a new IP or they're going to do, like a revival. They're going to bring back Fable or something like that, which they do need Fable, because they fucked up. They were going to do a Fable on Xbox, but they closed that studio down.
Yeah, I remember.
R.I.P.
Ashley was furious.
Fable 3 is trash.
I don't know if Fable will be enough for me to...
Fable is not a console mover.
It's really just for the Xbox.
But
that's really what it is.
No, it's just, hey, you're already on Xbox. Here's something else that you liked before.
It's like the first game I really got into on Xbox.
Yeah, but I'm not buying Ashley an Xbox to play Fable for. Like, no.
From what the rumors say,
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
She wouldn't even want to do it. We're gonna spend $400 for her to buy Fable? Nah, bro. No. They gotta come with some fire.
The only new IPs I know is the Ninja Theory one's a multiplayer game. The new studio they made is like right next to Sony Santa Monica.
Oh yeah.
The Initiative. They're working on something. I don't know if we're gonna see that next week.
We need to see everything. We need to see the sketches they got for something coming.
They're probably going to do those little fancy, like, oh, here's a CGI trailer. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do.
That's fine. That's fine. We got to see something.
Last year, they're like, oh, we bought 8-10 people, and it's like, cool story. However,
bro, they spent half their show telling us about the studios they bought.
Yeah.
You got to show me something from that. You've had a whole fucking year. You got to show me something.
I mean,
and not, I don't even want to see Gears on the damn stage.
They're gonna show
I don't want to see that. Don't show me that.
I'm sorry.
It's dropping this year.
That shit in a store. I want to see that in stores and like put that in a store. I don't want to see that shit.
Microsoft is like trash at doing like the inside Xbox thing. Like they, instead of showing like Gears like they should be, they're like, hey, here's these back
Blacks at Xbox.
Blacks at Xbox. Damn.
Yeah, that's what they're good at. The fuck, yeah, yeah. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah,
come on.
Honestly, they just need to get like how Sony's already doing better at them at like start drip feeding like every few months news, so you don't have to just rely on E3 to drop everything. And you're like, oops, well, we just have trailers.
Yeah, whoa.
Which I feel like
coming here for actual substance.
Which I feel like is going to be the case. So
you can watch Blu-ray.
You can watch Blu-ray.
You know, it's 2019. They're still telling us about watching TV on our game consoles.
Hey, now they're like, hey, we took the Blu-ray drive out, and we're gonna have you buy the overpriced non-Bluray
digital
Xbox.
experience.
Yes, you are.
For like $250, which is like, anyway, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, really, I think just look out for Halo. I guess. Well, we'll see. Again, that's
true.
We'll see.
Anyways, let's let me go through the rest of this list. EA's got FIFA 20, Madden, NFL 20. I'm not going to hang on FIFA for too long, but basically, I'm going to be watching for it because I've pretty much decided that this past year I'm never playing FIFA Ultimate Team again. Right? Never playing it again. Never playing Ultimate Team. I haven't played Ultimate Team. My Ultimate Team account has not been logged into in months. I don't know how to verify that without logging into it again. But
Derek's been freed.
Huh?
He's been liberated.
But I haven't played Ultimate Team. But I do. But so the argument before that, like y'all were making was, well, what if you just do want to really play a soccer game? And that's true. I do like playing a soccer game, and this is a game that I already paid for. I can't get my money back for it, so I might as well try to get something out of it while also. So there is obviously a way I can get something out of it while boycotting the thing I don't like. So I don't like Ultimate Team, so I don't play it. Right? I don't put anything to it. I don't put any money into it. Right? That's my way of.
The only other thing you could do is just buy it used, but that you have to wait for that.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because then like in this case, GameStop, the money goes to them.
Right, it wouldn't go to EA. I get that, but even still, I'm not tripping off it for that. Yeah. Here's my thing: I'm still not going to play Ultimate Team, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't play FIFA.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, this year they would have to show me how they're going to actually invest in the other modes that aren't Ultimate Team. Me personally, I think they should just split it. Have a FIFA game that's going to stay out, and you're going to make updates for let's say like 2 or 3 years.
Play?
No. I think you should have Ultimate Team as free to play. Okay, I think Ultimate Team should be free to play, and you can buy like a starter pack. I think Ultimate Team should EA should put out Ultimate Team almost like they have Apex Legends. You put out Ultimate Team, but there's going to be way more microtransactions. Yeah. But it's fair because you come in, it's free to get into it. You don't have to pay to just be in. They can like set up. They already have this. I'm not going to lay this out again, but they already have this laid out in FIFA Mobile. You just basically transferring. You basically just transfer that kind of layout to the bigger layout that is console. Personally, you don't have to do the exact same things, but just lay it out that way. Make it more ultimate, make it more kind of wild and out there, and I think you're going to get a lot more people into that mode. Personally, that's just me. That being said, there should also be a single player mode that is your standard video. What is that? $60? Maybe it has to be more, $75, whatever. I don't know, but there should be a mode. There should be FIFA that is just the standard. Your tournament mode, your online matches where you're just playing with regular teams, your general manager coach mode, whatever, your player creation mode. If you still want to do something like the Journey, you can do a little narrative driven mode like that too. But me personally, I would probably want to build a soccer game, and that would be my goal personally. If there was anything in video games I could do, I would want to try to get into developing a game, a sports game that was really that intensive as far as what we're doing on the narrative side and the and the building up of whatever. I don't know. That's just me, but that's it. So I'm going to be paying attention. Doesn't mean I'm going to be buying FIFA. I'm just going to see if they care enough to listen to the people that play the other parts of their game instead of just the people that are making them billions of dollars. I just want to know. Because what that'll tell me is what we're seeing with Apex and what we're seeing with Star Wars Fallen Order. That'll let me know. How are they really changing? Are they really trying to say, listen, we're going to actually put time into this so that you get a real game? Or are they so you get a real complete game? When you play these other modes, it doesn't feel empty and literally neglected, or do you just care about keep funneling more stuff into the money pit? That's so that's gonna kind of be how I judge EA. either way, that being said, we're going to talk about Halo Infinite. The Outer Worlds, I don't really care about. Well, I'll pay attention for it, but I don't really care. Psychonauts 2, don't care. The Sinking City, don't care. Stranger Things 3, the game, I wish we weren't getting that. Super Mario Maker 2 is probably going to be fun. Trine 4, I don't really remember. I don't even know why Trine is on here. But the last one is obviously Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm hyped for that. Yep, watching everything they put out for that. I'm very interested to see that. I want to see what they do. And hopefully... we get to see a good bit. This nigga Ian just be finding his own fun. Hopefully they put out something good with
EA with this. Just let Respawn do their thing.
And they said there's no microtransactions. You kind of
need this because y'all fucked up. Got you caught with your pants down.
Yep.
With Battlefront 2, you just let them do their thing. Don't let microtransactions get near it or whatever. Just let
it alone. You're gonna have a really successful game if you let them just make a game.
Just do it once.
Don't fuck it up.
Yep.
Look at what Spider-Man did. Look at what PlayStation is doing with first-party studios that you can only get on their studio. You get God of War, Spider-Man. These are solo story games that slap. Last of Us 2. You see what I'm saying? Like they can. Microsoft got. Sony got these for days. Whether you feel like it was unfairly priced or not, the Order 1886 is.
Bro, I want to see the Order on the PS5.
I want to see a new. I want to see another one. I want to see another one.
Oh my god!
I know they're probably never gonna get it, but I want to see it.
That shit would look amazing.
We'll see.
Anyways, that's just me, personally.
It was that great, guys. Come on.
I loved it.
I don't think the game was bad. I just don't think it was appropriately priced.
Yeah.
Just us. Just me and Ian.
I never played it, so I can't say anything about the gameplay, but.
E3 2019 location is at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
Yeah, man. Every year.
As long as you're willing to cough up $249 for a 3-day gamer badge, you can register for the event. That's not even that bad. So, Ian. Yes. All right. So real quick, because this is what we're going to end on, and I don't care if this episode is long.
Yeah.
I know Ian cares, but we just got to try to size it down and Ian be mad and use the space and all that. I know. But,
I still get the hard drive. Let me get the shit next year.
Listen, bro, I'm going to start getting paid in 2 weeks. My paycheck shouldn't be held up. So, punch in. Y'all know what we was talking about. See how that's fun doing stuff like that, right? Like we can say whatever we want, and then Ian just cuts it out.
The magic.
And then we just go, and he can't trick me because I listened to it before we put it out. So
hey, Ian.
Yeah.
You left that part in there.
Take that shit out, nigga.
Take it out.
We won't have no podcast.
Right.
I swear,
no cut corners. None of that.
Woo. Anyways. Yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about is how was MomoCon? How you enjoyed it? What'd you see? And we're going to the next con. Hopefully my job doesn't force me not to be able to go. But if it doesn't, if nothing crazy comes up in our lives, we got to figure out how to go to the next con, bro. Why have we not been to cons yet? Atlanta has like 3 of them every year, right? Was it MomoCon, DragonCon, and
AWA?
DragonCon for sure.
DragonCon, that's the one. That's the biggest one.
I really want to go to that one.
So what's the next one?
That's DragonCon.
It's DragonCon. When is DragonCon?
DragonCon is Labor Day weekend. It's either Labor Day weekend or I think it's Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
Because you remember in school.
Why do I feel like we do something else on Labor Day weekend?
We wait on our so you remember in college, right? Of our nerdy friends or whatever, they'd be like, "Oh, can't wait for DragonCon." It's always like that Labor Day, but then at the end of the month there was AWA, and they were so close, so you always had to choose one or the other.
Oh, right.
At the time, just twice with AWA, and because I was literally 4 weeks later, and you have to get your paychecks to catch up, or back then you just had to wait for your refund check
to drop, so you can
that was the make or break.
Get to the con.
But yeah, DragonCon, I haven't been to DragonCon yet, so that would be cool. This year, I don't know if I'll go. I might go for next year, honestly. But yeah, MomoCon. So for y'all who don't know, MomoCon is now a much larger convention that's held here downtown Atlanta in the Georgia World Congress Center. It's 4 days, Thursday to Sunday. I don't go all days because I work and have other things to want to do. But I usually like to go at least Saturday. But it's pretty much they have a variety of different things. They have it's gaming centric, anime, television, comics, some cartoon stuff. They have, famous voice actors come down, like the people that voice act for For like the Overwatch characters come down and do panels, and you can interview them. They have internet personalities like YouTubers and stuff like that come down. Yeah, so it's kind of a big thing like that. And usually I like to go just to kind of absorb the nerd culture.
Right.
But yeah, so pretty much I went Friday night after work and Saturday. And had John, another friend of ours, Adrian, come through.
I mean, Adrian come up here one of these weekends, man.
Should, man.
One of these Saturdays. I need to hit Adrian up.
Yeah.
We can come be nerds about Atlanta United for a little bit, and I can talk about that
I'm surprised
bullshit.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
or we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I was mad because I didn't get to see Adrian at the end of the last Atlanta United game I went to. When we were at the final, I didn't get to see him.
From what
the end.
y'all were saying in the chat, y'all was, whew.
It was lit in there, but it was so busy that they wouldn't let us leave from different sections. So if I had left a little bit earlier, I probably could have snuck my way over to his section. But because of the time, like when I left my seats, I couldn't get to his section.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get to see him. But yeah, Adrian's our guy.
Cool, yeah.
Oh, Adrian. Ian met Adrian at John's wedding, right?
Yeah.
First time meeting Adrian.
Cool
Yeah.
peoples. And
Adrian's my guy, man. That's a cool dude.
shout out to Adrian.
Adrian, cool as hell.
Yeah, man.
He too cool, man. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so Friday, hit there like in the evening, like what time was it? Like 8 something or whatever. We went there. We were mostly in the bottom floor area. Like you walk in, so basically when you walk in, anyone that's been to Congress Center, it's basically like a big type space. There's like elevators that go down, and they have like a bottom floor, it's big open area. They have different stuff in there. But yeah, they usually have fighting games there, like like Street Fighter, the Smash Brothers, Tekken. Hell, they even have Pokken, which previous guest Roderick was there. I caught him that Friday night actually.
Yeah.
And that was real cool. Was
he there competing?
He was. He was.
Okay,
competing,
nice.
And I believe
I
he
didn't
got
think to
first
ask.
again. So cool.
Of course he did.
Congrats to
Yeah,
him.
makes sense.
He kind of runs it down here in the one.
Yeah. Solid.
Like no problem. But yeah,
Light.
Shout out the homie Roderick.
Yeah, I think he won it again because easy.
Basically, but yeah, we pretty much just kind of hung out down in the gaming section. Unfortunately for that Friday, they have an area what they call the dealer's room or the dealer section where, they'll have just vendors like selling posters or figures, comic stuff. Actually, that leads to another thing. This was Saturday though. I'll get to that. But yeah, they'll have like some small game stuff here and there. They'll have shirts like the one I'm wearing now. I'm wearing
it's a dope shirt.
Avatar. Yeah, they have.
Did you just get that?
Airbender.
Yeah, I got this and 2 other shirts there last week.
How much was that? 20.
About that. Yeah.
20 or 25?
I set some money aside.
Okay. Well, no. So I'm in my head. I'm thinking. I don't know.
They usually do like 15, 20 for one, and then they'll do like 2 for 30 or 2 for 40. And
okay, fair enough.
Be like, or they'll do like buy X amount, get 1
free or something. Buy 3 shirts, get another one free.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it. I'm just thinking in my head because my thing is if you go on like one of these sites to get these kind of shirts on like Redbubble or Teespring or any of these sites. I mean, remember Teespring? Remember me and Teespring? You remember me in Teespring, bro?
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to have a new T-shirt at the house.
You did.
Every other week, bro, it would be a new T-shirt would come to the house. Bro, do you see this? Oh my god! Like I don't even know where half those shirts are anymore. My little brother probably has half of them. Yeah. My little brother is so cool because of me. All his shit is like fucking vintage. So he has a bunch of shit that like you can't get anymore. Oh, so man. Kids his age are all like, oh my god, this is such a cool shirt. Where'd you get this? And he's like,
at a concert that only ran once, that'll never be back.
My kid has a Camp Gambino shirt,
bro.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, anyways.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
I found that shit the other day. Actually, I was like,
I still wear that.
Yeah. He also. Yeah. That's whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
I got. He has one. He's one shirt that I'm about to steal back. Fuck that.
Maddie got a because the internet hoodie.
Yes, that's too recent. That's too recent. The kids are into it now.
But I like that album.
That's
no. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying that's your favorite album.
Childish Gambino album.
Because the internet.
Wait. Yes.
Okay.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's going.
That's the second album.
Because I know there's the the band. They're called.
Oh, the internet.
The internet.
Yeah.
No. The album's called Because the Internet.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite album.
Is it Because the Internet like dot ellipses or whatever?
No, it's just Because the internet.
I thought it had dots at the end of it.
No, maybe. But anyway.
Anyway, that's not the point. But
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, but so that Friday we mostly went on Friday because Cam was really hype about this.
Yeah.
They usually have different performances down there. Like on Saturday night, they usually have the rave, which it's not as good as it used to be in my opinion. But that's
okay.
But for that night, they had a few different music acts come down. They had like this one group from like mostly Dallas or something called the NPC Collective. Like they're basically like kind of like some nerd rappers, which some of them are really dope. Some of them are they cater to certain nerdcore type stuff, which that's not me personally, but it's cool. They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
And some of them would just stay at DJ there. It was cool. But the main event is they had are you guys familiar with that the anime Samurai Champloo? They used to air on Tsunami. So the dude that rapped the intro, his name, he goes by Shingo2. He was there. Oh. And so he was there and he performed some other stuff from the late producer Nujabes, rest in peace. Great Japanese jazz hip hop producer. Yeah. So if y'all don't know, just YouTube and there you go. He performed some of the music that from there. They had Asheru, the rapper that did the Boondocks intro. So he rapped the intro, which was dope. I recorded it, and I was he actually told a story about how that came to be. I'm gonna keep it really short and concise. So basically, he knew Aaron Magruder, creator of the Boondocks, anyway, if you don't know that. I'm sorry, but now
you're not listening to the podcast. Turn us off.
This is
that's fine. I'm all okay with you. Just
this is obviously not for you if you don't know who that
Aaron Magruder is.
But anyway, Asher was really cool. He was real cool with Aaron before then when he was doing the comic strip, and Aaron was like, he came up to him and was like, hey, Asher, I'm working on a show. It's gonna be on Adult Swim. It's gonna be like the comic strip, but I want you to do the intro. And Asher was like, "Oh shit, word!" And he was like, "Yeah, but I want you, I have some guidelines. I want you just kind of make it like 1 minute long. Don't rap about any of the characters or any of that stuff, and make it as black as fuck." And that's what he said. He told us all that at the stage, and we were like, "Okay, cool." And then he was like, "All right." So I went in the studio. I recorded the first one. I sent it back to Aaron, and he was like, "Nah, man, it's good, but I need to, meet more, blacker, like whatever." And he's like, "Okay." So he went back, drawing board, did it again, and Aaron was like, "Send it back." And he did it. He said, and actually said he did this like 6, 7, 8 times, and he was like, bro, he was kind of like, "Bro, this is wild." And he said the 8th time he was in the studio, he was like, "Now, bro, like if he don't take this one, I'ma just say fuck it."
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
done.
and then afterward, like the DJ brought the beat in and he went in. I was like, "Yo," so it was lit.
Oh,
it was
that
pretty
was
lit. Actually, like he's one of those old head rappers too.
Nice.
So old head rappers, you can tell they got the career on their back. So he still sound the same. Like you don't need that much like audio, all whatever.
Yeah.
And they also had another underground rapper who used to also work with Nujabes called Substantial. He was there too. Cam's a bigger fan of Substantial too. He's done some other smaller stuff. He's been rapping since like late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
But yeah, it was really cool. Just that was really cool. Like some of the set, like honestly, even if you were there, you'll probably be pissed off because the sound mixing was kind of terrible in there. Like you'll probably be like, "Bro, they're fucking up everything." But like, cause some of
that's
the
another
mics,
episode too. We're gonna let Ian go off about all the technical shit.
Ian grinds my gears, but yeah. So yeah, that was cool. Could have been a little better as far as like sound quality wise, but what they performed was dope.
Yeah.
Saturday is the main day. Like everyone, the moms, cousins are there. All the cosplayers are there. Like honestly, if you don't even want to like pay to go in, there's like that little outside section between the Congress Center and the Omni.
Yeah.
I never remember what that road's called, but yeah, and then
I know. Yeah.
State Farm's on the other side.
We're from Atlanta. We know where we at.
I'm just telling for who that one person.
They got to come to Atlanta. Oh well.
That's true. So you gotta learn. Come through.
But I can remember a street name. Like, you think we gonna Google Map it right now so that you know?
Oh, it's right there.
Even if we tell you the street name, you don't know where it is. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't help you in any way. Like, go to the building. Be in the building area.
Exactly.
Yeah,
go to the building.
Get on the train.
That's what Drama was talking about. Trillionaires. But anyway,
right.
But yeah, they have like outside section. Everyone's usually outside or whatever. Cosplayers, man,
crazy.
This is what it's about. Unfortunately, I didn't take a lot of pictures. I'm really bad about it. Usually, I'll be like, "Oh, it's so cool."
Be in the moment.
Yeah,
I'm like that. I'm like that
too. I'm like that too, man.
Yeah,
I'm like that too, bro.
There was one.
I try to take.
There was one dude that
forget, or they don't come out good. I'm not great at taking pictures either. Like,
there was one dude. I have to show you afterwards. There was one dude that did a General Grievous from the Clone Wars, and he had the whole man. That's
nice.
work.
Yeah,
that's a work.
I see. I guess that's my thing. with cosplay, I probably would take more pictures because I want to, but I probably wouldn't take them with me in them. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, let me stand next to him. I'd be like, oh, that's really dope. What do I need to be in it for? They did something cool.
Do they feel it's like a culture? Do they feel weird if people just start snapping photos?
No. I think that's the intention.
They usually invite it and
they probably want you to tag them. Like, here, please take down my at name. Like, I want the attention.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So I saw.
It'd be really stupid to be like, hey, don't take pictures of me.
Hey, man, you know.
I did this for you to look at only. Like,
there's this one dude that I didn't really catch until we were leaving. He was walking across the street, from Centennial Park. This dude did an M'Baku one from Black Panther. Bro, look just like him. The build, I was like, "Yo, is that the actor right there?" Like,
yo, damn.
Yeah, it was. I called him passing. I was like,
that was Raymond, probably.
Raymond out there.
Nah, bigger than Raymond. Like, I'm telling you, like he was like, "Oh, I'm stunt doubling M'Baku." Like low key, like that's how he looked.
He was him. Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's crazy. Him. Yeah. I am him, bro. But yeah, Saturday, and we actually hit the dealer's room area and. I pretty much got 3 shirts. I got a Avatar Last Airbender one. I'm wearing that.
We were talking about nerd shit that we own. I don't own a lot of nerd shit. So I was
Ian don't got no like figures.
There are some like stuff like this. That's like you can wear.
But my thing is, and it's different. I'm not counting your pockets, right? But like for me personally, the cons are cool.
It's more so exposure for the people there. Like, you don't have to.
But also,
get a card and buy
I would only get very specific things at a con. Like it'd have to be for something. Like you're super into like Bleach, right?
Yeah, I'll probably go with Bleach.
A con, I would be like, I would be like, oh, this Bleach short is really cool. Yeah. Like, but I wouldn't go to like. I like Dragon Ball Z. I'm not. You know what I mean?
Some Dragon Ball Z shit to you, actually.
Well, no. Again, my thing is like with limits, right? Yeah. So I may be willing to, if I see a really dope Kingdom Hearts shirt or a piece of art, I might be more willing to say, oh, I'll spend $50 on that. At the Dragon Ball Z table, my max might be $20 on a shirt or something like a dope shirt or maybe a cool figure.
You know what I'm saying?
But I might be willing to blow the budget if. You know, the right table has the right shit. You know what I mean? If the DC, I mean, it's probably not DC, but you know what I mean? The Batman table got the right stuff. You know? Oh, shit.
There's always,
I might blow my budget on it. I'm not blowing my budget at the.
Do not do that.
I'm not blowing my budget at any one table.
You never do. So the way.
Well, I mean, blow up to my, like, if I have $1,000, like, I'm spending $1,000 today. There's a max I can spend. I'm not. The Batman table alone might get the 1,000 if they got the right shit. Versus
that can happen. Like,
that's what I mean.
Like, it could be a couple good.
I might head out early.
I didn't even set a budget. This nigga just went in there.
I'm not doing that.
I made a mistake. I
can't do that.
I made that mistake. Was it 5 years ago? I went to MomoCon that year. That was
I remember this. Yeah. I remember you talking about that.
I made the mistake and did not set a budget, and I looked at my bank account, and I was like,
When I tell you, that was terrible. If I had a budget, I blew it at the first fucking store, nigga. Man.
Yeah, like you just walk to the first thing you see, and
everything in there was fucking dope. I was like, shit.
And usually it's best to kind of just do your rounds.
Well, that's one thing too. I don't want to go to Harry Potter World. Well, actually, I know my budget is going to be broken to Harry Potter World because there's no apparel that they have that I would wear. So. Everything else
would be like kind of still.
No, I mean the Ravenclaw stuff is all wrong, so I just wouldn't.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's nothing for me to spend money on. Whereas like Ian is Gryffindor, so you know they don't have great Hufflepuff stuff either. But it's at least it's
Gryffindor
right.
stuff.
Oh my bad.
Oh yeah,
they have amazing Gryffindor stuff.
Yeah.
And Slytherin
stuff. It's all amazing.
So they had no Ravenclaw stuff?
No, they got it. It's just wrong.
They're all ravens.
It's got the raven on it. That's not the house. The house. Animal is not a raven.
They put ravens on the Ravenclaw?
Yeah. So you know in the movies, the first of all they changed the house colors, right?
It's supposed to be an eagle.
Yeah,
a bronze eagle.
Yeah, but the colors now are silver and like this light blue weird color, and yeah. So I'll show you real quick. If you search Ravenclaw, you probably won't even find the old. You probably have to search like old Ravenclaw symbol.
This is really weird.
Yeah.
But so here's the old Ravenclaw symbol. This is the real Ravenclaw symbble.
That's what I know.
This is the Ravenclaw symbol that's happened because of the movie. I thought it was gonna open.
Well, also, you know what's funny? I never really. They didn't really show a lot of iconography of Ravenclaw in the movie.
Yeah,
I can't really think of it because it was always Gryffindor, Slytherin, a little bit Hufflepuff. Because
yeah, but we knew. Well, so they never. So early in the movies, you used to see this symbol around.
Yes.
As Ravenclaw got more popular, they decided to change it to this weird bullshit and put ravens all over it. No idea why. basically, I mean, I know why. It was just marketing. It's Raven. It's a Raven. Why wouldn't it be Raven? Who gives a fuck? Yeah. It's not. It's an eagle. Just leave it the way the fuck it is. Whatever.
Yeah, I can rant. I'm not.
Everything is fucking Raven.
We got time.
So I hate this shit. If you go to any like basic store and you're looking for Harry Potter stuff, this is the symbol that's going to be on it. So whenever I get like, I get anything like Ravenclaw, I'm looking for it. I have to look on like I go on like Etsy and like the fan run sites.
Etsy is where you would get.
Like stuff that like legit people design and they're able to somehow get money and print it and you can.
Yeah, so for me, that's what I'm saying. For me, like the Harry Potter world is going to take a bunch of my money because, I mean, I guess maybe like getting another wand. I probably would buy like Lupin's wand, right? Like I probably would buy that. Ian got me Sirius's. I probably would buy Lupin's, right?
I would get Sirius's immediately.
Yeah, I probably would get Lupin's. That's probably where it ends. I don't know about too many other people I'd be like desperate to have, but I guess I'd have to look at the selection and see everything. I could see myself maybe that would because it was like, well, you don't tell me the price because you bought one, but like those would probably
50.
Okay, so that's not even that bad. Those would probably run me a little bit.
50.
I depending on the right characters. And especially depending on how they look too.
I think it was 45. The one I got is 50. I got like some limited edition in Harry Potter one.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah. Until next season.
So I mean, so then I would have to like, then I'd have to think of something different, right? But like, I wouldn't. You have to worry about me spending money on robes or anything because all of it's wrong. Like even the shit my brother got for me when he came back, he got me a prefect badge. I mean. The color is technically wrong, but it's
the P's backwards. No, I'm kidding.
No. But it works out, and I think he got me a. No, was it prefect or is it head boy? I don't remember. It's one of the two. Huh?
I want to say it was a head boy.
I either got prefect. It's in my room. No, actually, it's it's in my room. I just don't feel like going to get it. Yeah. But it's one of those two, and then he got me a keychain that. I don't even remember what it says. It's in my room too.
Damn, it's fucking up all the merchandise.
But yeah, it's hard to get. Like Ravenclaw merch, so but like a con, I could see myself fucking up at a con, at a Harry Potter con. Like they're gonna have a bunch of shit. That's me spending a bunch of money.
Sometimes you'll see stuff that legit people like. There was one place that Adrian was looking at that they actually did like legit paintings, and I'm not super big on like different styles of painting, but it was kind of unique in the sense to be there for more than 5 seconds and kind of talk to them about it because you can talk to them. But yeah, the one thing I want to talk about, Dealer's Room. The makers of Tuskegee Airs were there. All of them were there.
Oh shit!
And I was like, oh shoot, you're the guys here. And I was talking to I can't remember the dude's name. I jotted it down. I was talking to one of the co-authors of it. It wasn't a dude that Derek met. The other dude was there though. And I was like, hey,
of Tuskegee Airs?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, So
he was there too. Actually,
so that's weird. He didn't meet you because when I talked to him, I explained the whole like, oh yeah, man, a friend of mine, we do this podcast. This is this, and he's like, oh, I don't remember that. It might have been in him, and he's like, I remember Marcus. Him. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I remember him. That was from Comic Book Day. I was like, yep. And I got all 3 of the comics.
Nice.
Got signed everything. So,
nice.
Yes.
Yeah, the comic book store just got episode 3 back too.
Yeah, I got 1 through 3 from Tuskegee here, so.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm glad.
Crazy.
Yeah, so yes,
we need to get to a con.
Yes,
is basically
like honestly,
absolutely.
even if you don't, because they have panels that go through. Like you can go through your schedule. But, I'm interested in that. They might. I think they might have had one podcasting one, maybe. But even if not, you can just go for like the Saturday and go to the Dealer's Room area and see what people got, and that's that and dip.
Right.
Honestly, you could do that. You can just check out the cosplay. That's usually what I do. I check out the cosplay, check the Dealer's Room. There might be 1 or 2 panels I like to go to.
That's what I'm thinking.
Catch up with other friends, I saw Roderick, saw Roman down there. First time I saw him in a long time. Some other people I knew. So, you kind of see people, oh, what's good? How you been? Life cool? That's that. And dip. But yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. I liked it. Probably my second favorite one in a while. I don't know. This year just felt like, last year was kind of like, it was good, but I don't know. I feel like this year the energy is better. I don't know why it is, but it just
vibe.
Sometimes
you think You think you went with like maybe the right group of friends this year? Maybe
It could. I mean, it could be that.
not a knock to anybody else you went before, but I'm just saying maybe just you the people you were with.
I don't know. I think it's honestly because like as opposed
I'm saying it sounded fucked up, but I'm just saying
we're not trying no slander to nobody. It's just more
like
it
wasn't. It really didn't.
It really wasn't.
That's why I had to come with the clarification. I was like, it sounds like I was like trying to shit on somebody else, but I'm not. I'm just genuinely saying. Maybe just this group this year, everybody's in the right mental space or whatever. Maybe everybody had enough expendable income so that nobody had to be left out of certain events that just made it more fun. That's it. That's all I mean.
Generally had, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
It just
there should be a difference between going to events like this when you're in college and you're struggling through versus as adults when maybe you have a little more expendable income and things like that. That's what I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying is that maybe that's why it might have felt more
financially.
I don't want any of my friends like, oh, so you're saying Gerard doesn't have fun with me? Like, I don't know. I don't know specifically.
You're here first.
You're glad that you weren't there. No, I don't know. I don't know.
But no. Now, honestly, it might have been honestly. I think it was just because compared to last year and just. Financially, it was a bit better this year compared to last year. And I think overall it's just planned better. Like I didn't like, cause when you're there, you can kind of just do whatever. But when you're done, just feel free to dip, and that's fine. Cause usually we stay to like. Honestly, I think I liked it because I didn't go to the rave this year. The raves have been kind of trash, and I haven't really been feeling the raves like that. So I didn't waste my time being there late at night on a Saturday. So I had part of my weekend left, but it was fun. I definitely recommend it to anyone. It's it's not just focused on like one nerdy or geeky type.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah, these cons are really like cater to a lot of people. It's not just one group that's like, oh yeah, you got to do this. Like you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I think it gets perceived like it's just like a cosplay.
Yeah, like it's just
thing. Like it's just for cosplay and people who like lame weird. Nerdy shit. They want to,
And that stigma does exist to some, because I'll never forget actually when I went to Anime Week in Atlanta, AWA, September 2017. And there was like this restaurant we got food at, cause it's by Cobb Gallery. It's pretty much down there. And me and Kim, whoever, we went and got food, and we're waiting. It was like a little area outside the main venue, and. What was it? We weren't dressed up as anything. I don't cosplay much or anything, but we just kind of dressed like we had the badges on,
right?
And then one of the girls, like, because we had to like wait and get our food to leave, and the girl's like, "Oh, are y'all at that AWA across the street?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fun, whatever." And he was like, it's like, you guys like it?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's cool. You get to see people, dress up in like different characters you like or anything like that." Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, well, I could never see myself one of those." And I'm like, we're like, "Oh, why you say that? Like, you just don't like the nerd stuff?" And he's like, "No, it's just like, it just seems like it's like Halloween or something." And I was kind of like, I mean, yeah, they're dressing up as stuff, but at the same time, like, Halloween is that, but it gives excuse for people to just dress up like kind of slutty or whatever. It's just like, this is kind of like you can do whatever character you're into. Like, if you want to do Nightwing and you got the physique for it, you're athletic, boom.
You don't have that physique, man. You can literally, it doesn't matter. This shit don't matter, bro. You can go out there and do whatever you want. Who cares? Like, everybody just... Dude, there's fat Batmans out there. There's skinny Batmans. Do whatever the fuck you... Who cares, bro? If you want to be a superhero, dress up as the fucking superhero and do your thing, bro. Like,
I wasn't saying, like, they can't
I just want people to know that, too.
Oh, yeah, of course. I was just saying, like, that I've seen that, Nightwing, dress up as... there's a couple people dressed as Game of Thrones characters.
Of course.
But, there's that. And but just kind of what you like, to dress up, express, becoming that character however you want to see fit. Boom, that's just the cool part about it. So I feel like that's just kind of like there's still that kind of they just see it as like, oh, people are just dressing up and that's it. But it's more so just like it's a fun thing,
right?
It's like it can be a hobby in that sense. So and shit. People make money off it too,
right?
Market yourself correctly, and go
making
to the right
money
events.
now for sure.
Yeah, but overall it was fun. I enjoyed it. I probably won't go to any other cons this year just because what I got planned. It's not really lining up for anything else.
Right? You thinking you're out for the year now?
Yeah. Next year probably gonna go to Dragon Con next year because that's.
Remember we thought about going to like Destiny Con. You know what I mean? But I think we're past that now. I don't think that's our lane anymore. But I mean, we tried to go to like
still have to go though.
Huh?
I would honestly still love to go.
I mean, if you really wanted to go and it was maybe in a more convenient place, I would say why not. Actually, if it's in California, we can go.
I was about to say, where is it held at?
Well, the first year they did it in Tampa. That's why we said we would go because we could just drive. Okay. But I think whatever. Maybe we didn't have the money.
The year after, this last one was in Tennessee.
Yeah, we could have went to this one for sure, and we just didn't. That was our fault for sure. I blame us. This year though, I don't know where it's going to be next year.
That's what they called it.
Guardian Con now, sorry. Well, it was originally Destiny Con, but then
the name
they had to change it because I guess they felt like people thought it was really associated with like Bungie, and it was like no, it's not. So they changed it to Guardian Con. I don't know, man. Maybe we can do something. I don't know. Maybe we need to start smaller. Maybe Dragon Con and like AW. Maybe there's too big. Maybe we need to try to go to something smaller somewhere. I don't know. But we should try something. We need to do something like this, even if we don't go there and spend like $1 million or anything.
I think Dragon Con will be the best, just because one is the biggest one, it's the most premier.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to be overwhelmed. Like I don't want to be lost in it too. I see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's kind of what I helped with with Adrian mostly, because he was like, "Yo, I've never really been to a con before."
Adrian, I was on the phone with Adrian Friday night.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was on the phone. He called John. He called John, and John was over here. We were kicking it last Friday, and they were talking about it, and like Adrian was like, "Dude." I remember him saying, like, I'm kind of overwhelmed. Like, there's a lot. He's like, there's just a lot to do.
There is a lot.
There's a lot going on, bro. Like, shit.
There definitely is a lot.
So I'm thinking in my head, like, damn, you're right. There is a lot going on. Yeah. What would I do? In my head, I'm like, oh, it should be simple. Go to the DC tape. Go to the superheroes. You like comic books. And go to this. And go to the video games. And go to the specific things you like. And then it's like, how do you get to that? It's a big space. It's a big area. It's a lot of shit going on.
It's a lot of things.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to really kind of plan it out before you get out there, I think.
I feel like to maximize, especially if you go to like a con, like, these are all here in Atlanta, Metroland. You don't really have to, you don't even have to get a hotel unless you're trying to, do whatever y'all trying to do for group. But like if you go out of state or whatever, you go to like one of the PAX, East, West, South, whatever, even E3. You have to kind of schedule out and see what they do have for like panels, or maybe they have meet and greets, and kind of do that. And I feel like that can kind of maximize your time, maximize your enjoyment, being out there doing that instead of, because you can watch all the cosplayers, but you can't just do that forever.
Yeah, I mean you're not gonna do that for 3 days in a row, right? No. It's cool. You're gonna go out there. You're gonna get some pictures. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. Cam talk about like the music that they did at MomoCon. That's cool. And if there's stuff like that, that's cool. But yeah, I think we just really need like a good schedule and really kind of plan out what it is, and then possibly go with somebody that has kind of experienced it. And I think we should kind of vlog it and put it on YouTube. Why not?
That'd be a good idea.
Hey, this is our first experience at a con. We're doing this and this and this and whatever. Try it out.
Vlogs are super
as big of nerds as I'm not say we are, but if we're talking about being nerds and we've never even been to like a con before, it seems like something we should obviously be going to try. Why not? Why wouldn't we go to a con? So yeah, I think it's smart.
It's fun shit.
I think we should do it. Anyways, there's no guest today, so there's nobody to thank. We're all hosts here. As I said earlier, we didn't get into the Google PRX program, so that's unfortunate. But we're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep doing the episodes as long as we can. We like doing it, so that's the best part. We didn't talk about Sonic. Oh, wait. That doesn't matter.
We cannot talk about Sonic.
Yeah. And you didn't get the meow. You got to dodge on the Sonic shit.
Yes.
Yeah, so you got super lucky today. You got mad lucky today. You dodged that bullet. Right. Live to fight one more day.
Good Saturday.
One more.
One more podcast. You get to live. This is episode 45?
It's gonna be
this is episode 45. So you made it out. You made it out. We'll see if Ian if Ian doesn't forget to clip that again for next week. You might get lucky. He might.
I'll be listening out for it.
Okay, right here.
But yeah. So anyways, that's it for today. This is kind of a long episode. We talked about a lot of different things, some topics that weren't planned at all, but whatever. Give us feedback. Talk to us, man. Get with us on Instagram and stuff like that. Talk to us on social media. I want to talk. I like talking.
Will this be on the YouTube channel?
Yeah. I Gerard with the placement questions.
Well, where do we
find these things?
Where can I watch?
How could they search on the said YouTube.com?
Yeah, no, you can find us on YouTube. I try to upload the videos on YouTube. I try to do it the same day, like later in the day, because I have to like make the video and then upload it. It's just it's nothing quote unquote special. It's literally just the audio over a picture of the logo. And maybe I'll try to switch it up and maybe make some different colors or something when I post them. I don't know, just to give you something different to look at. But it's really just intended for anybody who maybe has like YouTube Premium or even if you don't have Premium, if you just have YouTube and you like keep a YouTube tab up like at work or something. I don't know. However you listen to YouTube, it's just a place. I don't expect you to sit on your couch for 3 hours and watch a video of our logo with our audio playing, right? Like I don't expect you to do that.
Listen in bursts.
But maybe, I figured that's what I do with long podcasts. I listen for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I pause. And then I come back and whatever. But maybe on a road trip and even if you don't have YouTube Premium, you just leave YouTube up on your phone and you play it or something. I don't know, but it's on YouTube now. So we are on YouTube. I'm trying to get some stuff uploaded and put on there. I've talked about it a little bit before. And that's where I'm at with the YouTube stuff. It generally goes up the same day. The episode that's out now, so episode 44, I need to get that one done and put it up. But I try to put them up the same day or at least by the next day. So yeah, you can find us on YouTube. I'm trying to get more clips, man. Patrice is the one who all the clips from Brent's episode that I'm putting up on I'm going to put on YouTube. Patrice suggested them all. So same thing I told y'all, if y'all listening back to the episode, you're like, oh, this would probably be a good, remember, Instagram is a minute. So obviously you want to try to keep the clips to like a minute long, but, you might hit those and go, hey, yeah, this minute right here that I listened to was actually really dope. This was or this was really funny, or I thought this was kind of informative, or this was something I feel like people would like to hear. So let's clip that minute, and I'll clip that minute and put it up on the the Instagram or the Facebook, whatever. And if you out there heard a minute that you feel like really resonated with you, DM us and be like, hey, this minute I really like this minute. Like, let us know. I really do want to know. That's all I'm saying. Is I do want to know. Let us know if there's a minute or something that you thought was really good and you think other people should really hear that minute, or you think that'd be a good advertisement for the show. Let us know. Anyways, that's all I've got. Appreciate you for listening. If you listen this far, I don't know how long the episode's gonna end up being, but it's gonna probably be somewhere near 2.5 at least after cutting. But more than that, way more than that.
It's probably at 3.
Ooh, okay. Well, hey, there you go. You got a 3-hour podcast from some niggas you don't know.
Boom.
Sorry. Yeah. Our space is crying.